Hello everybody, it's me, Jew, Matthew or Peach. I'm going to be reacting to some videos. It'll probably go on for a little while because I'm reacting to like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like 6 hours of videos while chill hop plays in the background. Winter relaxation plays in the background, and I'm going to have intelligent stuff that plays in the background just because I like having stuff in the background playing while I'm reacting, so let's do it. And some of it probably depends on a cold core ambience playlist. Now, don't get me wrong, listening to this is pretty cool, and looking at it is cool as well. But the main thing I wanted to react to is Minecraft, the ambient nostalgic core, and the 1 hour of horror games, and an hour of indie horror game screenshots. So, Cold Core Ambience playlist is still good though. It's pretty nice. This is relaxing. Oh dang, shoot. I didn't mean that, kind of. But I don't like putting on too many videos at once because I'm realizing that it becomes sort of discombobulated. One time I think I had like 6 videos going on at once. Um, so I just prefer to keep it on the fireplace with snow, sometimes rain, sometimes with people talking with intelligence, and while reacting to scary videos or playing games. I do it because I think it's very relaxing to me, and I think other people who watch it will want to watch it, including me. I think it's very soothing, and my voice isn't exactly. It's not exactly what you call a good voice, or like a voice that people will be they won't be energetic or excited by it, because I not only am boring, I'm a boring person in real life. My voice is soft spoken. I speak more quiet than probably a lot of people. But that's okay. As long as I can just do commentary the way I want to, it'll be fine. Um, but I enjoy it. It's like, yeah, I'm not a professional at like commentating or like doing any online stuff, or like I don't think debating really. I just talk about how it's going, theology, politics, other people's beliefs, and see if they themselves are coherent, consistent, and I also like to see if they can appeal to or justify anything outside of their own preferences or own mind. But yeah, I kind of just do stuff on my own. But then again, I don't exactly get lonely, so to me it doesn't bother me very much. You can barely hear Andrew and Diddley and the rest of those people.
Pornography include North Korea, Iran, Syria, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. Now, I don't know about you, but those countries don't exactly scream freedom to me. In contrast, the United States is a country that values freedom more than anything. So much so that it's the very First Amendment in their Constitution. There have since been many attempts to ban pornography in the US.
This stuff.
Failed. Many people mistakenly think that this
It's
isn't
pretty
a
relaxing.
constitution. However, federal courts have ruled that anti-pornography laws do in fact violate the First
I think that
Dating pornography, the main point of contention, as I mentioned earlier, is its impact on
maybe I
people's
put too much bass on it,
which is, of course, an important conversation to be had, especially with how
because
widely
when I
accessible
talk into like
However,
a phone, my voice isn't this bassy, though that depends on the proximity effect too, because the closer you are to a microphone, the more like the proximity effect is, and the more bassier it will sound. But the farther away it is, depending on the mic position, your voice might sound a little bit different too. So it depends on many factors, I think. I don't think a phone microphone can be as good as an official microphone, one that's a studio one. It's kind of like the same thing. Like, what's better between a phone camera versus a camera that's like a DSL or DOS or something? And those cameras are just way better because are built for photography and nothing else, whereas a phone has many components, so you're probably not going to get the best of the best top of the line quality with cameras, although cameras for, I would say, most people are good because reasons why
of
phones are
conservatives and religious folk
like are very
essentially boils
popular.
down to
It's
which
because
of
they
them
can
is
fit in
because
your
I think it's
pocket.
icky, or
They're
which of them is
basically
because
mini
God thinks it's
computers.
icky.
They're
Well, I
multimedia
like to operate in a
machines.
world
They
that
can do
places
a
facts
lot.
before feelings. So
A
let's talk about
phone
facts.
is
Problematic porn
a
use is something that is only
pocket
reported
computer
by a small minority of
that's,
people.
I think,
Research
in some
indicates
ways more
around 1%
versatile
of men
than just
and
a
1% of
computer
women report adverse effects.
in many
So
ways.
the vast majority of people are able to engage in porn in a responsible and healthy manner. Porn is not something that negatively affects their mental health or other areas of their lives, such as relationships or work life. In fact,
And this is
studies
nice.
have shown that one of the biggest indicators of self-perceived problems around pornography use is actually moral incongruence. So, for
So I
example, if
wonder,
you're a religious or conservative person and you hold the belief that porn is bad for you, it's sinful and you should stay away from it, but you watch it anyway, that can be very mentally distressing. And let me be clear, it is not the porn itself that is causing this psychological distress. It's the moral incongruence. Meta-analyses have found religiosity to be an even stronger predictor of perceived pornography-related problems.
should I put
than
up
the
the
frequency
lo-fi a
of
little?
watching porn and even daily use of porn. And this is especially interesting.
Yeah,
when we
probably.
consider the statistics showing that the Bible Belt states in America watch a lot of porn. And on top of that, they're among the highest consumers of gay porn. So this really starts to paint a picture of how prevalent this moral incongruence phenomenon is in regards to perceived problematic porn use. For those who don't experience such moral incongruence, porn can often be seen as a rather positive thing in their lives, or maybe even neutral, providing them with a sexual outlet and stress relief, and even positive relationship and educative effects such as improved sexual
Okay, I
communication
can
with
hear
their
the
partner,
lo-fi now.
and more attentive to their partner's sexual desires. Overall, the literature and academic community are in consensus
Dude, I
that
love being
pornography
an
does not
emo
negatively
brown
affect the vast
ODS.
majority of people. I'm not gonna deny that there isn't some level
Many
of harm
people
being
get
caused here, but
like
obviously, as I mentioned
kind of
earlier,
weirded out.
we as a society
That
have
makes sense. I
an acceptable
understand.
level of harm in the case of things like fast food, alcohol, the things that Andrew mentioned.
Because that
Much of
many
people's
people
disdain
think
for
the
pornography
LDS Church
is one of
is
moral
racist.
disagreement rather
Many
than of public health
like read
concern.
the
So if
scriptures
you're
and
someone who cares about
the
freedom of
LDS
speech
Mormon
and personal
scriptures
autonomy,
and say
we should
stuff
instead
like
advocate for better
it's
regulations around
like
porn to ensure that it's being
anti-white,
ethically produced
I mean
and that work is being
anti-black and
treated fairly,
pro-white,
rather than
but
safe
those
enforcement of what
verses
consenting adults should do in the privacy of their own homes.
need to be taken within context.
Let's get into it.
Otherwise, at least I don't think it works very well. You know what kind of made God racist, which I don't think God is, because if God was racist, why would he create like his own kind of worst enemies? Why would he create his own creation? Well, technically, everything created from God or from something external is still bound by that thing. So even white people, some of them can't escape his wrath, because I believe that Christ-like behavior and how you behave is more important than what you believe, think, say, or maybe even do to some extent.
Yeah. Could we start with defining pornography?
Well, actually, I think we needed to start by defining porn. What is that?
Something that results in negative outcomes.
So sorry I'm not talking very much, but I'm kind of tired, and
We can look.
Okay, go ahead.
Huh?
Oh, go ahead.
So
I got
we
back
can
from the
look at
gym,
happiness, we
and
can look at how a society
it's
is
like
functioning,
9:02
maybe
p.m.
success.
Yeah, what way do you use
What way do I use
to determine harm?
to determine harm?
Yes. You don't have to repeat the question, just answer.
What do you mean? What way do I use to determine harm?
What metric would you use to determine harm?
Well, I would use multiple metrics, not just one.
Okay, so if somebody was really happy, for instance, about, I don't know, unaliving themselves, is that harm?
I will probably
Is it
talk
for
more.
someone to be happy about killing themselves? Well, they would
Like basically, I'll talk more.
have that, right? Or we should.
People probably shouldn't.
I'll talk more when
Okay. And that's because
the
of this harm principle.
Yeah.
Okay. If
maybe
you
the
had
next
brothers
video.
who were twins, okay, and
I'm just
wanted to have sex
vibing.
with each other, can you give me a single reason that would be harmful?
There could be potentially some kind of power dynamics at play that could be harmful.
They're twins,
Twins? Maybe not then.
so you wouldn't have any objection to incest, for instance, under this worldview.
Well, I have an objection just on the level of like, yeah, I think it's icky.
Well, but wait a second. They're really happy. And how does it affect you?
Yeah, I honestly don't really care. Could we get back onto
Yeah,
the
we
topic
are.
of
We are back
finding-
to the topic.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out what your harm principle is. I'm not going to let you evade. So while I'm doing is trying to.
I just said I don't care.
Yeah, that's great. I don't care. It's not an argument. It's not a response to one. It's not even.
No,
a
like
position.
I wouldn't see
Okay,
that
well,
as
I
like a
don't-
morally
I
bad.
I do
thing.
like the aesthetics.
That
I don't care.
was my answer.
Okay,
I like
great.
this
I don't care is
one
not an answer.
especially.
I'm asking you a question.
Well, no, it is because you're
immoral?
asking me if I
Is
find
it
it immoral. I'm
immoral?
saying I don't care.
Yeah. So is that no?
So I don't find it immoral.
So then the answer would be no.
Yes.
Okay, great. So next time say no, and then I'll know that you actually mean no when you say that. Okay, so if somebody had a dead body in their backyard and they dug it up and had sex with it every day, and nobody found out about it, would that be immoral?
Yeah.
Why?
Because as a society, we've decided that we have some level of respect for the dead, and also it would probably harm the people who are related to the person who died.
I'm super confused. What if you're the only person who knows dead bodies there? They have no.
Well, like I said, we as a society have deemed that we
What
have
if
like
the
some level of
person
respect for the
writes-
dead.
What if the person writes a note saying, "I want to have my body had sex with after I'm dead by my son. Whenever he wants, he can dig me up and have sex with that dead body." Is
Yeah,
that
we could
okay?
also have someone say, yeah, I consent to someone
she's
eating me
not scared
alive.
of
I
Israel.
still think that is a level of harm that is unacceptable.
Yeah, but you haven't really told me why. You just keep saying, you keep on making these weird general allusions to we as society have determined, but the way we would use the metric under a harm principle for if society is doing the right thing or the wrong thing would be based on harm. So if society is doing something,
Yes, and I think for those particular things you've outlined, that is a level of harm that we deem
yeah,
unacceptable.
I don't know why you're not. So if society is doing something which is actually not harmful, and they have decided that that's okay.
Oh, whatever's
Right.
playing,
Then
I've been
I don't
enjoying
understand
it.
why you're not saying that
I might
society
get something
needs
to eat. Dude, I'm
dig up,
hungry.
Aunt Fester in the backyard and have sex with the body unless you can demonstrate who that actually harms. Because society would just be wrong then.
So hungry.
Because as I've explained a few times now, we have a respect for the dead as a society, so that would be violating that kind of social
Oh,
contract.
this is so relaxing.
I see. So society and society's moral intuitions become a social contract which we should adhere to.
Lo-fi,
Okay, so as long as I change society's mind about porn
playing
being
with
bad.
horror
Sure, so
stuff
let's
in the
begin.
Yeah,
background
hang on, stop. I want to
while
make sure I got this correct.
listening to
Wouldn't
intelligent
it
stuff
not be the case that
while
if
having
society agreed
um,
that porn was bad, that would now be a social contract based on their
lo-fi
intuition, and
to
you,
hop
based on your
while listening
have
to
to concede that you should not do that.
horror ambience and horror
Because
Yeah,
stories
except the majority of people
while
don't see porn as
listening to
My
intelligent
question is,
stuff
ask what is, ask
while
what is.
studying theology,
Yeah, I'm asking about
philosophy,
so this would kind of
epistemology,
go back to like
metaphysics,
what I said about fast food, which is something that is obviously like, objectively bad
presuppositions,
for us, but we still
and
allow people
godlike
freedom to
stuff
eat it as much as they want, even though it
not
obviously has a devastating outcome.
while
disputing that. So anyway, so my question
So my answer would be the exact same.
yeah, if society
having a
that's not my question.
fireplace
My
and
answer
snow in
my
the
question
background
is
is
that you say
just
these
pleasant.
things as society we deem them bad, and that's why they're bad. Not that they're bad because
To
you
be honest, I like my voice too.
then ultimately the arbiter of what you think is moral is society, right?
At first, I didn't
To an
really
extent, like we have societal
enjoy
rules,
that
yes.
much.
So for example, if every single person
But
would porn off themselves, yeah.
I'm gotten so used to it because I think
If we're going
I think
to
it's
that
very
You have to help me out here. I'm trying
It's very relaxing. It's easy to sleep to. And it also just fits my personality. Like I have a really reserved personality and attitude, and most things in life don't bother me. So it's all good. I sound dead. That's because I am. I'm dead inside.
It's kind of interchangeable.
Yeah, that doesn't answer my question.
But that's not a bad thing.
Inside your brain, right? Okay, so is that based on harm or is it based on what society says?
Calm.
It's based on
So something else that I kind of want to do is that
I'm sorry.
when I've reacted to
So, like I said,
most of the videos, like the horror videos and stuff, that like I can like watch them and react to them. I want to put them, play them in the background while listening to them,
I asked you, what do you, I'm not debating, am I debating with society?
while at the same time
Who am I debating with?
having lo-fi in the background plus
Yeah, so I'm not understanding the
having scary ambience and scary stories in the background, plus while listening to intelligent stuff, while having white noise, kind of like fireplace and snow in the background all at once. And I think that's a good combination because they don't have to overlap with each other.
Yeah, that's okay.
I still want to react to a person or a stories also,
That's great.
but it's pretty nice. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to turn off the microphone for a while until the next video comes up. So that's about like 40 minutes, like 9:50 or 9:50 basically. So I will be back. But for now, enjoy.
No, that was about digging up dead bodies and fucking.
That too. Is that immoral from your perspective? We need to reiterate.
I already stated it. Do you have a
You
hearing
said
issue?
society says
Wait.
law. I'm asking from Diddley's view. Is it
Yes, and I agree.
why?
That is my stance on it.
From your
I've already. Wait, Ryan, can you? I already explained this, did I not?
No. So listen.
Well, I was gonna say,
I'm going to ask you again. If you just be quiet for a second, I'll reiterate the question. I just want to know the answer from your view without you shifting it
That
to
is my
society. Okay, well, I don't know.
I
because
gave you my view.
I haven't asked the question. So I'm going to ask the question. What I'm asking specifically is this: from Diddley's view, not society's view, not Joe's view, not anybody else's view, from the view of a utilitarian harm principle. Somebody had a contract from grandma saying he could hump her as much as he wanted after she was dead. Okay, and there was no reason that would lead to any type of contagion to anybody else. From your view, is that
Video games, anime, very crowded cities, and nice scenery in the more rural areas. But it's also home to lots of urban legends. Urban legends have always been a thing that intrigued me since each region of the world will have its own catalog of weird or creepy legends told throughout the ages, and a lot of them end up being the inspiration for a lot of famous monsters or plot points in games, movies.
That is the harm being done.
What is it? What's the specific harm? What is it?
The specific harm is that you are in complete violation of social contract.
Wait a second. A social contract? So if it's a social contract, then again, now you're deferring once again away from your harm principle to some type of societal principle. That's really weird.
Yeah, so we had societal
The harm
rules.
reductionist. You just told me that your moral prism revolves around utilitarianism and harm reduction. I asked you
So
what's the harm.
that would fall under rule
Yes, I asked you.
utilitarianism.
I asked you what you just read that from your own chat. You couldn't even tell me what.
I don't even have chat
I'll
open.
tell you what. Tell me what rule utilitarianism.
Wait. reducing harm is good, and reducing bad things is good.
You don't know what rule utilitarianism is?
No.
Oh,
No, I
okay,
do.
tell me what it is. What is it?
So acts utilitarianism would be like, there are certain situations where, for example,
I'm asking
punching
about
someone could be
rule
good.
utilitarianism.
Yes, and I'm getting
about
there.
act utilitarianism.
Wait, can you let me answer the question?
Glad we moved
So,
away from
act
the
utilitarianism
let's go down.
is basically, certain situations might call for things that might be morally wrong could potentially be good. So, for example, killing someone could be good if it turns out that that person grows up to be Hitler. Rule utilitarianism would not be in agreement with this because killing someone is generally always immoral.
What?
Does that
would be
satisfy you?
no. That would be
Your
the
answer?
difference between deontology and utilitarianism. It has nothing to do with rule utilitarianism. You gave me a deontological ethic. What is rule utilitarianism?
Can you describe it for me then?
No, I need you to. You said you're a rule
I just
utilitarian.
did.
Okay, so to get this right, murder's always wrong?
No.
Okay, well then you're not. What are you talking about?
Wait. What?
You're a rule utilitarianist. You said
Yes.
killing Hitler would always be wrong. Why would killing Hitler always be wrong for you, the rule utilitarianist?
Well, because it would be from the perspective that murder is wrong.
So why is murder wrong?
Because
Even if it reduces harm?
Because that's the social contract, yet again.
What? What are you talking about?
Can we-
Wait, hang on.
Can we actually start discussing
This is the
porn?
discussion. Right now, we're just talking about basic ethical frameworks. We can even get into the debate. I want to ask it. So just to get this right, you said a rule utilitarian would say against an act utilitarian, you can't go back in time and kill Hitler because that's wrong. Why is that wrong?
Because killing is bad.
Why? Even if it reduces harm?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you are violating someone's personal autonomy.
Even if it reduces
And violating someone's personal autonomy is morally bad.
harm? Okay, why? If it reduces harm to violate autonomy, why would that be bad?
Because violating someone's personal autonomy is like detrimental to their well-being.
Wait a second. If you violated Hitler's personal autonomy, thus killing Hitler, you would save the lives of millions upon millions of people. How's that not the ultimate in harm reduction? You're saying that we shouldn't do that because you would violate his personal autonomy?
Sure.
Okay, well then if that's the case, then I should never defend myself if I'm being attacked by somebody because that would violate their personal autonomy.
That is not.
I do want to jump in
That
there,
is not
guys.
the same thing whatsoever. That would be self-defense.
Well, wait. I'm sorry.
That would be an
Is it
example of
killing-
self-defense.
Is it killing? But the reason self-defense is good is because it reduces harm to you, a non-aggressor, right? Same thing, killing Hitler. The reason killing Hitler would be good.
Yeah, but someone is like trying to kill you versus someone merely existing in your presence.
I'm going to ask
So you
politely,
wouldn't
I'm
kill-
going to ask Andrew if you can, just to really hardcore tie this into the, how would you,
Because
the
she's
meat
making
beaten
moral,
topic.
she's asking
All
to
right.
she's asking to make moral prescriptions for things inside of society as to what is moral, what is not, what is immoral. That's going to be determined, and she brought this up in her opening statement, is that Christians, they have X value, Y value, whatever, right? That's totally fine. It's completely fine for us to establish our foundation for ethics for when we're going to be making moral prescriptions to see if they even make any sense whatsoever. In this particular case, here's what I get from her. She says, hey, I'm a utilitarian, a harm reductionist. I mean harm reducing harm. Okay, would you go back in time and kill Hitler, which would reduce, I mean, she agrees that would reduce harm. Answer, no, because that would violate personal autonomy. That makes no sense. It's conflict.
That makes perfect sense.
Okay, so
Wait, what part of that doesn't make sense to
well,
you?
because then you have a conflicting value that's saying autonomy is actually the principle, which is moral, not harm.
Well, yes, but autonomy is intrinsically linked to harm.
Well, no.
Yes, it is. Taking away people's autonomy and freedoms is harmful.
You can definitely reduce people's freedom, and it could be not very harmful. Like, for instance, should I own a nuclear bomb?
No.
Why not? What about my autonomy?
Because
What if I
that
build it
is
in
a
my
level of
backyard?
harm that's just
We are so
unacceptable.
Wait,
far
wait,
ahead.
wait, hang on. No, I can't let it go. Why is
we
it
have
me
to, because
opening
it's,
a nuclear
it's a discussion
bomb?
about morality. It's not a
Yeah, it's
discussion
very
about...
important. I'm sorry, you want me to say that I'm going to ban porn based on moral grounds, and yet I can't understand my opponent's morality. Last question, I'll tie it in very quickly. Very quickly, why can't I own a nuclear bomb?
Because it is a level of harm that we deem unacceptable.
Okay, but you, we deem it unacceptable. Society does.
Would you prefer if I just said I every time?
Yeah, I'm not debating
I think
with
you
we.
perfectly understand what I mean when I say that.
I don't.
This is just semantics.
Here's what's, no. Well, first of all, semantics are super important to a debate. I don't know if you know that or not, because it's clarifying what it is we're talking about. At this point, when we're talking about a nuclear bomb, and I own it, you say autonomy is the highest value a person should have because to violate it is to do harm. But then when I say if I have a nuclear bomb, you say that's too much harm for society, so they deem it inappropriate.
Yes,
So
because
you can't
your
have it.
personal autonomies can't infringe on other people's autonomy. You
Got
can't
it.
just kill anyone you want.
Got it. So our value for morality is actually autonomy then.
Yes, which
Okay,
is
not harm.
intrinsically linked to harm.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You don't
Explain
think
how
you-
it isn't. Explain how.
You can limit people's freedoms for their own good, and it delivers less harm and more happiness.
So it is linked to harm.
No, I'm saying it's. We're
You just
talking about a
mentioned
lack.
harm in the
Yeah.
sentence.
Okay, well
while
then
mentioning
everything's
autonomy.
linked to everything. I'm linking it to your harm principle. So what I'm saying to you is that yes, of course, you can make a reduction in harm or whatever with any metrics you want. But autonomy itself, right? You say, oh, it's linked to this harm thing. Okay, great. But I still haven't actually established what the moral parameters are. If we harm thing and that autonomy or whatever like other axis is, let's say more good happens than bad thing happens. That means I should do that thing, right? You say no.
Can you repeat that?
Okay, so let's say I do an action, right? And more good things happen for people than bad things. Should I do that action?
Well, wait, it's highly dependent on what the action is.
Why? Yeah, but then that's not utilitarianism. unless.
Well, no, it
what
is,
else?
because then again,
It is?
because your autonomy cannot infringe on other people's autonomy.
Why?
That's why,
Why can't it?
because personal autonomy is something that is intrinsically linked to people's well-being. And
Yeah,
I
but
care
that-
about well-being.
Yeah, but why do you care about well-being? Because otherwise it's harmful to not have well-being, right?
We kind of have a biological imperative to care about well-being because that's kind of what aids our survival.
Yeah,
as
but
a
how do you
species.
determine well-being except harm? This harm idea.
How do I determine well-being?
Yeah,
People's happiness?
and that would be linked to harm. Or is it just what makes people happy? That's what I'm saying. Like, if it makes everybody happy, the less children, should we do that?
No. Again.
Okay,
so-
well then it's not just about people's happiness. I don't have any idea what your actual worldview is.
You promised to try to do a hard tie-in.
All right.
I let you ask all
So can we now hear what your worldview is,
Well,
and
that's-
then can we also circle back to you defining pornography?
That's what we're
Yeah,
doing.
I think that all things which are harmful should be banned. That includes alcohol, fried food, cigarettes, and everything.
Wait, so you do bite the bullet then on banning fast food? You think like McDonald's?
Yeah, what do I care?
All
I
those
don't give
fast
a
food places should be banned?
What do I care if you got rid of McDonald's? I don't care. Get rid of it.
Do you think people should it be illegal for people to go out in the sun since skin cancer is harmful?
Oh, wait a second. Skin cancer harmful, but does the sun cause skin cancer?
Does the sun cause skin cancer? Yes.
Okay. And are there other things which would cause skin cancer other than the sun?
Like smoking?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, so you would ban people going
No, I
outside?
just want to make sure that I got this right. Let's say I ban. Well, I'm just using the same metric you were. Let's say I ban McDonald's because society says so, right? They don't like McDonald's anymore. And then I ban alcohol because society says so. They don't like alcohol anymore. And then we ban porn because society says so because they don't like porn anymore. Do you actually have any problem with any of this?
Well, it depends what you mean because they say so.
No, it's just society and the social contract has said no more
Well, no,
McDonald's.
because like if society says that we love slavery, I don't think we should legalize slavery.
Oh, well then I'm really confused about what
Wait, can
is
you
the
answer
social
my question
contract?
about should we ban people going outside in the sun?
No.
Why?
Well,
You
because
said
there's no,
we should
because
ban
there's
things
no,
that are harmful.
Because there's no social contract for
You
banning
said
it.
we should ban things that are harmful.
Yeah. Well, then now if there's no social contract, I mean, if we don't have a social contract, we can't ban it. Right?
So if people think it's bad, then that's
Yeah,
it.
you don't actually understand. I'm still doing an internal critique, but here's what I'll do. Here's
Well,
what
I
I'll
have
do.
asked for your
Yeah. I'll help you. I'll help you out. I'm
framework, and
just
you
trying to
haven't
show
given
you-
it to
I'm
me
just
yet.
trying to show you
I've
how-
continually asked you to give me your
my
moral framework.
Here's my framework.
Okay.
I operate under the framework of Christian ethics. Christian ethics is going to be a biblically founded ethical system which comes from the church. Okay, it comes from the church, and it comes from the Bible, and it comes from the teachings of Jesus Christ, right? That's my moral ethical system. And so it's within those parameters, the belief in Jesus Christ, that would be the way in which I would act and the thresholds with which I would act and why I would value things like duty, though harm principles are included in Christian ethics. Yes, all of those things. When it comes to pornography, I think it's perfectly appropriate for us under Christian ethics to ban that for other things, other considerations, like things like dignity to society, dignity to the person, things like this. In the moral consideration, if you were to get rid of pornography altogether, I'm not sure how society gets worse.
So are you saying that basically things that you would deem bannable in society is just based on the Bible? So we should ban anything?
It's not based on just the Bible. What were
So
the
what's
metrics that I gave you?
So the Bible and the church.
And the teachings of Jesus Christ, right?
So the Bible.
Well, no, here's the thing. Jesus Christ said that all of my teachings would never fit in this book. So there's also things like divine revelation, revelation of our saints. There's many other factors that would go into the complex system, which is Christian ethics. But what I have that you don't have is an unchanging standard from which to appeal. You don't even have any standard from which to appeal. You just say either society has a social contract that they don't like it, or that's it. You have not actually demonstrated why anything would be immoral except just my preference.
So have you read the Bible before? Is there anything in the Bible that you would deem morally reprehensible?
What does that have to do with this debate?
But because it's your entire moral framework.
Well, wait a second. I thought that I was questioning your moral framework, that wasn't allowed. Now it's allowed.
I never said it was allowed. Not allowed.
Okay. Then why did I have to move off when I had pinned you down on your utilitarian ethical framework, and now you get to move into mine? Can the moderator explain
Wait,
that
so
to me?
you're arguing from the affirmative, and I don't get to hear your moral framework?
I'm willing to give it to you. I just don't understand
Yeah,
why
great.
it is
So
that you
can you
do,
answer the question?
but I don't. But
So
yeah.
can you answer the question?
No, I don't find anything objectionable in Christian ethics.
Okay. Would you
Yeah.
mind if I read out some Bible quotes then?
Sure.
Since,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So are you for legalizing rape?
There's no such legalization in the Bible.
Okay,
If
so in
you're gonna-
Deuteronomy
yeah.
22 verse 28, if a man happens to meet a virgin who is not pledged to be married and rapes her and they are discovered, he shall pay her father 50 shekels of silver. He must marry the young woman for he's violated her. He can never divorce her for as long as he lives. Is this something that you would morally uphold?
Do you know what the fallacy of presentism is?
No.
I'm going to explain it to you. The fallacy of presentism is you looking through a present view for things which are culturally considered to be bad, things like this, without actually looking through the system of time through the eyes of the people at the time. So
That's interesting, because didn't you just say your moral system is unchanging?
It's not changing. I'm telling you.
No, you said unchanging, so why does the time matter?
You're the one who is using a time argument in order to say that something is moral or immoral. Let me explain.
Not at all.
At the time, first of all, this is not rape. Okay? Here's what was actually happening. If it was the case that a man was being assaulted a woman, there's very few people in this time. If it is the case that a man was to assault a woman like this, okay, and do horrible things to her, he would be held to account under a patriarchal system. Okay? What do you do? Well, often they put him to death. Okay?
Well, in this case, he is the young woman to the door of her father's home, and the men of her city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done a disgraceful thing in Israel. Would you condone this?
Wait, read it one more time. I just want to make sure. By the way, which version are you reading of?
This is the New King James Version, which I believe is the version that your Orthodox Church uses, right?
No, but I mean, close enough.
I mean,
Go
I
ahead.
can get a different one if you want.
No, it's fine. Just read it again.
But if the thing is true, the evidences of virginity are not found for the young woman.
Give me the passage verse. Sorry.
Okay, I can get the context before that.
No, I just want the passage. Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is Deuteronomy 22, verse 20. But if the thing is true, the evidences of virginity are not found for the young woman, then they shall bring out the young woman to the door of her father's house, and the men of her city shall stone her to death with stones, because she has done a disgraceful thing in Israel.
Yeah, so...
Is this something you condone?
Yeah, so Deuteronomy is referencing the law which is given to the Jews. I follow Christian ethics. Do I follow Jewish?
Okay, well, we can talk instead about, let's see, we can talk about Genesis.
So that would be, okay, what about Genesis?
We can talk about the genocide that God committed against the entire world. It's a lovely children's story. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's commonly known as Noah's Ark.
They killed evil people.
So Genesis 6, verse 6, and the Lord was sorry that he made man on earth, and he was grieved in his heart. So the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and the beast, creeping thing and bird of the air, for I'm sorry that I've made them. And I had just a little comment earlier. So wait, so you endorse this genocide?
If you killed every evil person on Earth...
Oh no, it was everyone on planet Earth. Except for the few people who were on the ark.
That's because...
Also, just wiping off... We're cool with just wiping off the entire planet?
If they were all evil.
So evil meaning that they simply weren't obeying God?
Evil as in they were raping, murdering, thieving...
No. This is just people who, like, God was...
No, it definitely isn't. You need to go back to
obeying.
Genesis. Because...
Alright, well, we can go instead to 1 Samuel 15, verse 2. Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish Amalek for what he did to Israel, how he ambushed him. Can I just finish this? Because this is...
You just really couldn't...
Hold on, just before you move on.
Could I finish this? This is completely separate from
really
Noah's Ark.
couldn't.
Well, I was going to say, before we do the completely separate from Noah's Ark, I do think it's fair just because, somebody... I am very interested in doing this type of unpack, but I do think it is fair for Andrew to say that, as the Bible, I think, does describe them as wicked people, but go ahead there, Andrew. Whether you think that's valid or not, you can debate that, but...
Sure, and God describes anyone who doesn't believe with him as wicked people. That's why they get condemned to hell for all eternity, right?
Because what the reference there is they're referencing that people who don't have some type of synergistic relationship with God are doing wicked things like raping, murdering, prostitution, things like that.
Wait, so do you agree that simply not believing in God means you are wicked?
No, I think that not believing in God. So you have to understand that there's two different covenants which you're talking about. So I believe in the new covenant of Christianity. When you're talking about when Jesus Christ came, right, he set down what Christian ethical law is. You continuously reference Jewish law, which has nothing to do with Christian ethics. I have no idea why you're doing that. What moral framework did I say? Follow?
You specifically said you follow the church, the Bible.
Ethics, yes.
Yes, this is the Christian Bible.
Yeah, but do you recognize that in the Christian Bible, there's people groups who have specific laws which are given to them, which is made for Jews only for specific reasons, that there's a new covenant under Jesus Christ, and it's the new covenant under Jesus Christ with its 2 additional commandments, the 10 commandments, things like this, and Christian ethics under the guidance of Jesus Christ that we follow. Do you get that?
So you're saying you don't condone these acts? Is that what you're getting at?
I'm saying I follow Christian ethics, and you don't understand what you're reading. So
do you or do you not condone the genocide in the Bible?
They're not genocides. Yeah, I think.
Why is it not genocide?
I think if you kill a lot of...
Wait, can you define genocide?
Yeah, so can you just stop talking? So anyway...
I did. I'm allowing you to answer.
Great. Okay, so I think if you kill lots and lots and lots of bad people, that's fine. If you call that a genocide, I don't care.
Wait, so can you define genocide?
Well, however you define it's fine. If you think it's a genocide...
Okay, so how do you not agree that that's genocide?
Well, if you're defining that as a genocide, fine. I'll concede. If you kill all the bad people and that's genocide, I don't care.
Okay, well, you just said it wasn't a genocide, so that's nice. So...
Okay, so now we've established my moral foundation of Christian ethics.
I like that you both had an I don't care moment.
Well, why do I care about whatever the idea of whatever she considers genocide to be?
Yeah, so that's kind of exactly my point, is that your moral framework does not care whatsoever about people's well-being. You care only for...
Oh, really? It's my moral. Okay, I see. So let's just make sure I got this right. I'm willing to say that it's acceptable for evil people to get killed. You would say Hitler. Right?
Okay, so evil people would include anyone who doesn't believe in God. So you're saying you condone...
no, that's a straw man. Did I say
genocide?
Did I say that's what makes a person evil? You said that.
So you don't agree?
No, of course not. And would you like for me to give you reference in
So then why people
Bible?
who don't believe in God, why are they sent to hell to suffer for all eternity if they're not evil?
The Orthodox don't believe in hell in that way. I don't know if you do that or not. But also, just so you understand, if you're talking about Paul, you're talking about the apostles would often talk about how there's good written on people's hearts. That comes from God, right? And that we are not to take wrathful judgment against people, kill them, things like this. That's against the bones of Christian ethics. Now, if it is the case that evil people are trying to dominate or do bad things, and God smites them for doing that, well, I mean, what are you going to do about it?
All right,
what are you going to do about that?
Maybe could we see like what constitutes as like an evil person for you? Is it do adulterers count as evil?
I think that that's a sinful act, but that wouldn't necessarily facilitate. So I'll explain how the Orthodox view sin. So what we would say is that's sinful. But think about this beer. So every sin you do, if you have small sins, it fills up the beer bottle a little bit. If you have large sins, it fills up the beer bottle a lot more, right? All sin is corrupting, and all sin is bad, right? And the more sin you have in you, the more corrupted you are. But that doesn't mean that you're not redeemable, and it doesn't even necessarily mean that you're evil. There could be sins of omission, for instance, that you have.
We're going to have to sin, Andrew.
Yeah, we wouldn't consider that to be evil, right? But all sin is foreign to God, right? It's just that there's metrics for which they poison you, the person. What you're doing is you're trying to argue with a Protestant, of which I'm not, and I don't know why you're trying to do that. It's very silly.
Well, I'm arguing
this aside,
I
I have an unchanging standard. You have a changing standard. So when we're talking about porn and banning porn, what I'm trying to do is get consistency from you. If porn, now I've just answered your questions, please answer mine. Is society itself, from your view, the arbiter of what is moral, or isn't it?
Is the society the arbiter of what's moral?
Yes.
No.
So then you're the arbiter of what's moral.
Me personally?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think so. I think
then
like
who the
I have
fuck
a
is the
pretty good,
arbiter of what's moral?
I would say I have a pretty good like moral framework which aims to increase
So then you're the
people's
arbiter of
well-being.
what's moral.
Not necessarily, no.
Well, then who is?
I think it's better when people like come together and agree on things that would benefit society based on empiricism and...
How many people then would be the arbiter of what is moral? How many people does it take before we have an arbiter of what is moral?
well, that's like why we have things like democracy, isn't it?
No, that's not why we have things like democracy, unless you're saying kings can't decide what are moral. But that aside, a king can't decide what's moral?
Well, they behave in like a way that is like beneficial to them, not for the benefit of people, usually.
You behave in ways that are beneficial to you.
I'm not a king or a queen.
Why would that matter? Why couldn't a king?
I'm the one that brought it up.
Why couldn't a king make moral decisions for their people? I don't get that.
I'm not saying they can't. I'm saying they have their interests.
So then, the arbiter of morality is who? Is it you, or is it someone who's not you? Who ultimately is the determiner of what is moral?
I don't believe in
you?
objective morality.
That's not what I'm asking you. If it's objective morality, then you definitely are the arbiter of what is moral, right?
In my own personal worldview, yes.
Okay, so there is no such thing as objective morality. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
Okay, so
unless, of course, you can prove that God exists right now.
So then it just comes down to preferences?
Yes, and as to yours.
Oh, okay, well then it's my preference porn is banned. Anything else?
Yeah, so I wanted to ask, so obviously you get all your moral, would you say you're an
Who
advocate
cares?
for
I just told
divine
you.
command theory?
I just told you it's my preference that porn is banned. What's the problem?
So is that based on...
Am I doing
Wait,
something?
the Bible-
Wait, am I doing something?
Is that the way
immoral?
that the Bible talks
Am
about,
I
like,
doing
lust?
something moral or immoral or bad or awful or in any way against your worldview? If my preference is that porn is banned, and so therefore it's banned.
Well, no.
Oh, okay. Well then, if it's not immoral, I don't
I'm
care.
the status quo, not you.
Oh, okay. So it's only your preferences which are moral and not mine.
In my worldview, yes, I'm obviously
then in
more
my
moral than you are.
In my worldview, it's the same.
Yes, I agree.
My preferences
I agree.
are more moral than your preferences.
Yes,
So if
that's
you're-
what you believe, obviously.
So if your preferences are and you're the orchestrator and arbiter of all that is moral, and I also, from my view, am the orchestrator and arbiter of all that is moral, how could a third person determine which one of us is right? Which one of us is actually the most...
That's a really great question, actually, because if you're advocating for divine command theory, how would you argue against a Muslim who
What does
says...
that have to do with my question? I didn't ask you to ask me a question. I asked you to answer a question. Can you answer my question?
What is it?
My question is this, is that if it's the case that my preferences are the ultimate arbiter of what is morality, just like you claim yours is...
But this is based on your own worldview. It's not based on reality.
My worldview...
Your moral worldview is not based on reality whatsoever.
Listen. What do you mean? Preference?
What? Porn is not banned.
It's my
That's
preference.
reality.
Listen, it's my preference to follow Christian ethics. It's my preference to follow the preferences of God. It's my preference to do all these things. Is any of that immoral?
Like, is it immoral that you have those preferences?
Yeah, even if they're wrong. Like, let's grant Christianity was not true. Let's just grant it for the sake of argument. It's totally untrue. It's totally fake. It's totally false. It never occurred. I just believe it because it's my preference. Is that in any way wrong?
To hold those standards, right?
Yeah. Oh,
I believe
okay,
in freedom of expression, freedom of speech.
If that's the case,
Unlike you?
if that's the case,
Is that right?
then all that matters is that it's my preference Christianity is true. It's my preference that porn be banned, and I'm at no more of an immoral position than you are. So you can't even say that me wanting to ban porn based specifically on just my own preference is in any way even bad.
I don't think... I'm not a thought police. I'm not Christian.
Yeah,
You're the ones that do thought policing.
but if I try to enact my thoughts onto you because it's my preference, why is that bad?
Wait, that's completely different. Are you talking about state enforcing violations of my human rights?
If I walk over
Well, that's different than just holding an opinion.
Why? That's really weird. It's my preference though.
No, there's a difference between preferences and state enforcement, right?
That's all preferences.
It's based on a preference.
No, it's all preference. A king prefers that you be fucking oppressed. Why is he wrong?
So
He's just held to your same standard.
what you consider morally good, is that based on God's preferences?
It's based on
Or is
my
it-
preferences for God's preferences.
Oh, so something is morally good just because God commands it?
No, it's good because it's my preference that it's good.
Wait, so then God has nothing to do with it?
No, it's my preference that God's preferences be enforced.
So then I'm correct that something is morally good simply because God commands it?
No, it's morally good because it's my preference that everything God morally commands be enforced.
Okay, that's what I just said, and that means it's
That's not what
completely
you just
arbitrary
said.
and based on your own personal preference.
So is yours.
I agree. I'm the only one that
then
will
if
admit
that's,
that,
Then
though.
if that's the case, then if
I'm the
that's
only one who's going to admit that.
Hey, I'll just bite it. If that's the case, and we're just doing arbitrary shit, and we're just basing it on our own personal preferences, then if I get a whole army with machine guns to come in and say no more fucking porn, you can't actually say there's anything wrong with that, right?
No, I can't, because now
Why?
we're talking about state enforcement of violating people's rights, which is completely different than just holding a thought in your
But
mind.
it's my preference, and I'm the ultimate arbiter of what is moral, just like you.
What part are you not understanding between, like, thought policing and state enforcement?
Well, here's what I don't understand. If I want to use force, and I say that it's moral because it's my preference, can you demonstrate how that's immoral?
If you're actually actively using force, or if you're just thinking
If I
about
kick
it,
in your fucking door right now,
then
right,
yes.
Tell me how it's immoral. How?
Because you are violating my personal autonomy.
So what? That's all your preference.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
what
what's
part
my preference?
are you
What
not
about my
getting?
preference?
My moral framework is, I'm concerned with people's well-being, and yours isn't. Yours is based on simply what God tells you to, even if that results in mass human suffering.
Why is that even bad?
Why is mass human suffering bad?
Sure.
Why is genocide bad?
Yeah.
Do you think those are good things?
That's not what I asked you. Did I ask you to ask me, or did I ask you?
No, I was asking you first.
Yeah, no, I asked you first. I said, why is it bad?
I've already answered this multiple times. You are violating people's personal autonomy, which is
Why
morally
that bad?
wrong.
Why is that
Can
bad?
you answer? Is it bad to create mass human suffering?
Yeah. Well,
It's bad?
Well, no. Wait. When you say mass human suffering, I'm not sure that we have a standard for bad. What do you mean by bad? What does bad mean?
Can you even define what pornography is for me?
What
That's
does
the
that have
first
to do
thing
with
I
anything?
asked
Why do
you.
you keep switching the
It's the
goalpost?
entire debate.
Stop
It is the first thing I
moving
asked
the
you.
fucking goalpost and answer my question. What is bad? And then I can answer your question.
Bad is something that results in human suffering.
Why is that bad?
Because it is a complete violation of our intrinsic need to have personal autonomy.
Well, then no. I would say that human suffering is not bad, as people go to the gym and they suffer, and that's not bad.
Okay, just because I am interested too, and you said
No?
just because you did say you would define it, yeah, if you can give us a definition there, maybe we can get back into some of the subjects. So, Andrew, how would you define the terms of our debate tonight?
Anything against my preferences is bad.
So,
Can you define pornography?
Anything that I deem to be pornographic,
Which is what?
whatever's my preference to be pornographic,
Which is what?
whatever it is.
Can you be good faith for like a second?
This is the most good faith. I'm trying
No,
to
it
explain to
isn't.
you how stupid you are. So anything within my preference is whatever I think pornography is, because it's my preference, and that's I'm the
So
highest.
what, like are
I am
feet
the
pics
highest.
pornography?
I am the highest arbiter.
Okay,
of
I'm
what
just gonna have
is
to ask you a
everything.
bunch of questions to find the real answer now. So are feet pics pornography?
Sure.
Okay, is literature pornography? Like 50
Can
Shades
be.
of Grey,
Yeah,
that kind of
can
thing?
be. Yeah, I'll know it when I see it.
hold on. So,
Okay.
if somebody's going off on to this video right now, are we doing something wrong? I have to ask, if somebody is just going to town on themselves right now watching this debate,
So,
if you want
just
to give us an answer
to-
there, Andrew, what are we doing?
Just to be clear, so you want to start essentially book burning, so 50 Shades of Grey would be in there?
What are you talking about? That's not in my preference.
Well, we're talking about banning pornography.
Yeah, I know. I only want to ban things though that I deem to be pornography within my preference. Can you tell me why
Well,
that's
you just
wrong?
said that literature, including 50 Shades of Grey, would be
No, I didn't say
pornography.
that. I didn't say 50 Shades
did
of Grey
say
is
that.
pornography. No, I didn't. You just made it up. So anyway, back to this. Anything that I look at, you know what else?
You're so bad faith.
You know what else?
Okay, I'm back now.
Garfield's getting fucking banned because that's in my preference. That's pornography too.
So do you want to seriously engage now?
I am seriously engaging. I'm explaining.
I had to go eat something.
Preference. Any preference I have has to be moral. So there's no way for you to make a determination that me wanting to ban pornography based on totally arbitrary reasons is totally fine. Unless you can explain to me why it isn't.
So again, you're arguing from the affirmative, and you've completely failed to explain what those parameters even are.
Okay, here,
Let's
I'll give you the parameters.
fast forward this a little.
Okay, so what is porn?
Anything that I deemed in my preference to be pornography is pornography.
Okay, and you just said before, so feet pics, we can't post feet pics online anymore?
Maybe some. It depends on what I see.
Alright,
I'll
let's
know, 'cause it'll be
do...
in my preference.
Okay, so should we ban
Alright, I think this is
even
a
like
little bit
writings
better now.
and books about giving oral sex?
Some of them, for sure.
Some
I'm
of
just
them?
not sure which ones you have to go case by case. Like, tell me
Okay,
a
so
specific.
like the Bible? Like
I
Song
like
of
the
Songs when it talks
microphone
about...
No,
when
of
it's
course, that wouldn't be.
not as
Oh,
strong.
okay. So we're accepting like some forms of literature erotica, but not others?
Anything that's in my preference is what porn is. Do you understand that? Can you tell me why
you're
I'm
being
wrong?
Almost
honest.
time.
You're being
Literally,
dishonest.
can you tell me why I'm wrong?
You're being so
please?
intellectually dishonest. Why won't you
Okay,
answer the
here's
question?
my whole position. You ready? I'm looking for an argument, though, not another question. Give me a fucking argument, an actual argument. I want porn banned
It's
because it's against my
almost
preference. Can you give me a single fucking
time.
argument for why that should not be the case?
Because it violates people's personal autonomy.
And is that a preference?
Of mine? Of my
Yeah.
moral framework? Yes.
Yeah.
What's
Okay,
wrong with
well,
that?
I have a preference against yours.
Oh,
Wait,
wait,
why is that a
okay.
bad thing?
Because my preference is the ultimate arbiter of all preferences.
Okay, based on a God that you can't prove exists.
No, just
So
based
now-
on me.
So can you be honest and
And
answer
who cares
how
if
you
I can't
define pornography?
even if I can't prove God and my whole preference is wrong, I'm still the ultimate arbiter of all things which are preferential. So why
Can
is
you
it?
answer the question?
I just answered it.
No, you didn't.
Okay, what's the question?
What constitutes as pornography?
Whatever I say pornography is.
I want actual descriptions of what you think pornography is.
Well, I just gave you an actual
Why can you not
description.
define it?
Think.
What, anything
Why
that
is this such a hard question
I
for
just,
you?
how does the Supreme Court define it? Didn't a Supreme Court judge said, I know it when I see it?
Based on like the, are you talking about the Miller test in terms of determining
He said,
pornography
I'll
versus
know it.
obscenity?
I'll know it when I see it. Just like he said, my preference, same thing. I'll know it when I see it. And if it violates my
Where's-
preference, it's fucking immoral. Can you
Okay,
tell
so
me
can
why it
you
is?
describe what things would violate your personal preference?
Oh, yeah, sure. All sorts of things. Like you being a prostitute, personal preference. That should stop. It's immoral.
Okay, but you did say like some feet pics are okay, right? So I should be fine. I don't do
No,
full
yeah,
nudity,
feet pics
right?
from my wife to me.
Wait, what am I looking for?
Oh, okay. So we can send like personal pornography and that's fine.
To your husband? Sure, that's in my preference.
But you're for banning pornography.
Yeah, pornography would be
Oh,
bad.
maybe I should
So if the
react to
state finds out
backgrounds.
you're getting sent nudes from your wife, should
If
you have
only
punishments for that?
your wife sees your nudes, no,
Should you
that's-
be
that's
punished
fine.
by the law for
Wait, maybe I should.
privately
Oh,
sending nudes?
music I really
To your
like.
husband?
Yes, if pornography is banned.
No, not to your husband.
So what policy exactly are you enacting which would ban pornography but not privately send pornography?
Oh, well, I'm glad that you asked. So what I would do is I would
Let's do.
make sure that all pornography which exists on any website
Oh,
which
that
is
was
accessible between strangers be outlawed immediately, and that all OnlyFans be shut down immediately, that all public displays of nudity would be shut down immediately.
So are you saying to put pressure on these websites
Yeah,
to
I
take
think
down
it's
porn, or are you
better
banning
to
all
have-
websites from US consumers?
No, I'm saying that I will just use the government.
Yeah,
walk
pretty
in with
low.
machine guns and say porn is now banned.
Alright.
And what's the problem? Do you
So
have a
you're
single?
fascist.
Do you have a
Is that what
single
you're
argument? Why is fascism bad? Do you have a single argument for that?
because it violates people's personal
And
autonomy.
why is that bad?
Because we have a biological
Let's do.
need for
Let's take
our
away.
well-being.
So an appeal to nature fallacy, because you think that we have a biological need for something, for X, that means it's moral to do X. For instance, a person may have biological need to have sex. Can they just take sex?
No.
No, they can't. Can they? So the thing is like it's really interesting to me that I don't actually understand your position at all. I don't know what bad.
I think you do. I think you're just being
I
incredibly
don't.
bad
I
faith.
want to know what bad means from your view because I don't even understand what you're asking.
Okay.
When you say bad. What is bad?
Why would you decide to take the affirmative on this and then refuse to answer any of my
Future
questions
fuck.
in good faith?
My position.
No, you didn't. You haven't even defined
my
pornography.
preference is what is moral. I'm going to ban pornography, which is anything I think is pornography.
Okay, and what do you think is
Based on my
pornography?
preference.
That's the question I'm asking.
Now,
What do you think is
You know
pornography?
what? Here, let's make it simple. Anything that shows any nudity
Hmm.
publicly is pornography. Food, breastfeeding, all of it. It's all pornography.
So you
It's all
would
banned.
outlaw public breastfeeding as well?
Sure.
Okay.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with it? Can you tell me why that's
You're
bad?
impeding on people's personal autonomy.
Yeah, why is that bad?
Fucking
though?
baby eating.
Why is that bad?
Is that an actual opinion that you hold, or are you just trying to get across to them? You want to ban public
Can you tell me why
breastfeeding?
it's fucking bad, please?
I just did. Wait,
Why?
do you have hearing difficulties?
Yeah, I do. When you say it's bad because it's bad because it's bad, when I say why
I
is
said
that
it's bad because it violates people's personal
Yeah,
autonomy.
but why is that bad?
Again, because that is like a violation of people's well-being.
Yeah, but why would it be bad to violate people's well-being?
Because it results in suffering.
Okay, why is suffering bad?
suffering is intrinsically bad.
So it's bad because it's bad.
And pleasure is intrinsically good.
Okay, well, I say banning porn is
Okay.
intrinsically good. It's good because it's good.
Okay, and you still can't even define what pornography is.
Don't need to. It's good because it's good.
Well, I think you do because you're the one supposing that we ban pornography.
Yeah, I already told you. All public displays of nudity, regardless of circumstance, I'm
So what do you mean by
calling
public?
porn. Anytime.
Is Pornhub public?
Out in front of strangers.
Now
Is
we're
Pornhub public?
Yeah,
10:54.
Okay.
Yeah, so Pornhub goes.
So you understand that this means that the porn industry would just go completely underground into a black market where people are
They can't when I
passing
send
around hard drives.
They can't when I send
And
soldiers in there with
your-
machine guns. Damn
And
it.
in your world, no, wait, but in your worldview, you said it's public displays of pornography that are not allowed. So privately trading USBs would be fine in your worldview.
No, if you're privately doing it, then that's up to the public, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, so
Okay.
like if you and I, what do you think a public exchange is? If I go over to a merchant who's in a building and nobody can see, we make a transaction. You say that's not a public transaction?
Can you answer my question?
I just did. That would be a public transaction. Exchange it between people, either they're done behind closed doors, still public transaction. I don't know what
But
you're
sending a nude to your wife isn't public?
No, that's private, yeah.
Well, okay, so what if you do it in a public space?
Then,
Like
yeah,
how you
that would
just
be a good
describe,
yeah,
how
if
you just described the
Okay.
store.
like if you and
That's
your
pretty
wife send
good.
each other nudes,
Yeah.
that would be private.
Okay, but privately sending a USB isn't.
Privately sending a USB to
Okay, well let's ignore the USB. Privately sending it online on a black market. Let's do it that way.
to who?
To anyone. It's private.
That would be porn, unless it's to your husband.
Wait, what? I
Okay.
don't think you're
You
understanding what I'm
said
saying.
fakey pictures to strangers for fucking money. It's
I
porn.
think I might
Okay, so the issue is not whether it's
fast
public or
forward
private, it's
a little.
if you're married to them or not.
Oh, that would be if you're doing something.
Yes,
it's
God
against
is good
the law.
all the
So
time.
it's exchanging pornography with strangers. It's still publicly trading something. It's just that you're trying to hide it, but you're still open for business. It's against the law, and you're going to fucking jail. That's how
So
it
if I
works.
privately share a nude to a stranger, is that
I
fine?
really
want
like
a
the
better
aesthetics here.
Right? South Korea.
Great, I would love that.
Okay, sure. South Korea has banned pornography, right? So pull up whatever the South Korean definition of porn is, and I'm going to ban whatever that is.
Okay, now can you answer my question?
I just did.
No, you didn't. So if I privately send a nude to a stranger, is that
Yeah, you're
fine?
going to jail
Why?
because I banned porn.
So you think anyone who takes nude photos should be going to jail?
And sends them to strangers.
Yeah.
This is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, so that's literally insane. And I hope
Right.
everyone in the audience
You just
hearing
say,
this
yeah, can you tell
knows
me,
how fucking insane
hey,
that
can you
is.
tell me why it's bad now,
Hmm.
please?
Should I tell you why it's bad for people taking nude photos of themselves to go to jail? Because it is a complete violation
Yeah,
of
it's
my
why-
personal autonomy.
Oh, great. Okay, and that's just intrinsically bad, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, because you said so.
Well, yeah, in my moral worldview.
Great.
yes.
With my moral worldview, it's not intrinsically bad. Can you tell me why I'm wrong?
Well, yeah. I know, well, because in your worldview, you don't care for mass human suffering. That's why.
Yeah, can you tell me why it's wrong?
Again, because it
Hey,
impedes
if
on
I was-
people's personal
Yeah,
autonomy.
if I was inconsistent, in fact, if I did any fucking thing that I wanted to do at your
Listening to
expense,
ambience,
right? Why would that be
anime
wrong? Except that
music,
you just keep on saying it's intrinsically wrong, which
intelligent
doesn't mean
stuff.
anything. Do you understand that if I say, like,
What does anything mean?
and
Are we really
Charles
going to go down
Wolfe
this
is
line?
not on my bingo card.
No, we're just doing basic semantics. If you say, I speak into this mic, you agree
But
with me
here
speaking
we
into
are.
a mic, I say that's intrinsically bad. Why would it be wrong for me to say it's intrinsically bad for you to speak into that mic?
Because it violates my personal autonomy.
Oh, okay. And that's bad because you say it's intrinsically bad.
Here we are.
Feeling the same thing
Suffering
you
is
feel.
bad.
Because it's bad. I'm feeling the same thing you are. That you speaking into that mic is
Then
intrinsically
no,
bad.
you're not because you don't care for suffering. You don't care for suffering.
Speaking into the mic is intrinsically bad because speaking into the mic is intrinsically bad. Don't you get it?
We are off on totally different side tangents. So maybe talk about the result of maybe couples that are together and don't consent to their partners
can lower it a little bit more.
That might have is sometimes forefront of these conversations, but if we can try to circle around and
Trying
talk less
to,
about like what's moral or immoral, but I mean, I guess that's important too. But
yeah,
you
I
know,
think
let's
that's
also talk
probably
about like the
the
result
best I
of
can
why
do.
people are seeking this out in the first place, the you know, the arousal and the whatever it is that it might be. So I'll hand you over the floor, Andrew, and you can explain your thoughts about. I don't know. Can we get away with? I looked up on the rules of YouTube. I think we can say meat beaten. So,
All right, this is
go
good.
ahead, Andrew.
Just real quick, can you summarize what you're asking me?
Yeah, so the reason that people are seeking out this in the first place and, you know, what type of impact that can have on their relationships.
I don't know, I'm just not feeling
You know,
this.
just looking at it casually or if they're actually engaging physically with themselves.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The reason people
fast
are
forward a
looking
little.
towards corn,
Sure, yeah, let's do that.
because they want to watch it. That's why. I mean, that's why they're looking for it. It's because they want to watch it. I guess I'm confused at what you're asking.
Okay, well, I guess, you know, just talking about, like, the moral, like, getting back into that moral argument of, like I say, people usually, I'm trying to be, you know, within TOS here, but basically, you know, people are looking for this to masturbate, obviously. So, you know, your thoughts on people, I guess, that are seeking that out specifically, and thoughts that might, you know, around what that might have impacting on their relationships. We are at 45 minutes as well, so if you guys want to take a break, use the washroom, take out your catheter, whatever you're going to do, you can do that too. But if you
I'm
want
fine to keep going.
yeah, okay, if you want to get into that, that might be useful.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I think masturbation is bad, and that people shouldn't do it, and that they would do it less if they weren't watching porn. And I think porn's bad because it's intrinsically bad.
So based on your worldview, should people be imprisoned for masturbating?
No, that's not intrinsically bad.
But porn is.
Yeah, porn is intrinsically bad
So why is masturbation not based on your worldview?
because of my preference still.
Can you answer the question honestly?
I did answer the question honestly. That's the same exact reasoning that you would have because of my preference. That's what makes it bad.
Should people be imprisoned for adultery based on the Bible?
Yeah, that's bad. Intrinsically.
So you would support Donald Trump going to jail?
No, because that's against my preference.
Okay. So you're just being bad faith again?
Why do you keep saying it's bad faith? Can you tell me what's bad faith about what I'm doing right
Well, because I just like caught you in a contradiction.
now? What was the contradiction?
So I got you to admit that people who commit adultery should go to jail. So I said, so should Donald Trump go to jail? And you said no because that's my preference. Being
But
completely bad faith
what's the ultimate
and contradictory.
arbiter? What's the ultimate arbiter of what is intrinsically bad other than my preference?
Well, your preference is that
I gotta
adultery is evil,
move on.
right? Based on the Bible?
Unless my preference changes, right?
Well, no, because you've already stated that your preferences are unchanging multiple times throughout this debate because it
Yeah.
completely hinges on
See,
God's
this is more
laws.
my
Well,
style.
I'll just go ahead and grant you, just like for the fun of it. I think
So you
that
think
if
Donald
you
Trump
have
should go to
if you
jail?
have committed adultery in the past, you get a clemency. But if you commit adultery in the future, straight to fucking jail.
That makes no sense.
Why?
Because at any point, those events would be in the past.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm talking about giving everybody a pardon, giving them a clean slate, and then anytime they commit adultery in the future, they get a.
Is that just to
right
get
jail.
around Donald Trump going to jail? Or?
No, that's my view. It's intrinsically bad.
Okay.
All right, if we've hit a wall there, we can get into the Q&A there, guys.
I don't
That's no
remember
problem
what
at all. So,
Tempest.
if you guys...
I don't want to get in the Q&A. I want to actually know
He's basically
why any of the
anime
shit that
Jesus.
I believe, other than from her subjective worldview of my preferences, is actually bad or in any way objectionable.
check it in 15.
Because I think it is bad to violate people's personal autonomy.
Because it's intrinsically bad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then
Suffering is intrinsically bad.
So then anything I say is intrinsically bad has to be bad, right?
No.
What? Now that's a contradiction. So then you have to be
Based on your moral worldview, no.
admittedly, everything which exists in all of reality, you are the ultimate arbiter of what morality is.
Okay, obviously I think I have
Intrinsically
obviously I think I have a better moral system compared to you. That's why I believe it. You obviously think you have a better moral system than I do. That's why you believe it. That's why
What do you
everyone
mean? I'm
believes in
using
their
your
own moral
same moral
frameworks.
system.
No, you aren't.
Yes, I am. Same moral system. It's bad because it's bad.
And I love
Okay, well, can we use
aesthetics
your
and
moral
music.
framework? Can we,
Okay,
like,
yeah,
be
it's
good
bad.
faith?
It's bad because it's bad. Yes. Anything
Yes, so
against my
adultery is
preferences-
bad, and you think adulterers should go to jail.
Here, let me
So you
demonstrate
are
this
in
better.
support of Donald Trump going to jail, right?
Yeah, unless, like I said, I would give clemency to everybody and start the slate clean.
Yes, because you
Anybody in
have
the
no
future.
real fucking morals and you don't actually believe in anything you're saying.
What do you mean? Do you think that because I think abortion is bad, intrinsically?
It's completely contradictory
Okay.
No,
to
it's-
your
that's
entire
the
moral framework.
contradiction. People
The
get clemency for
contradiction
bad
is
things
that
all the
you
time.
said adultery is sinful, therefore
Yeah.
people who commit adultery should go to jail. I asked you, should Donald Trump go to jail? You said no. That is
Yeah,
a contradiction.
No, I gave you a qualifier. The qualifier was because my system, anybody who's ever committed adultery gets a
Yes,
clean
but
slate.
we've already established that your moral framework is divine command
Alright.
theory, which
No,
means
we
that
established my moral
anything
framework
that is
whatever the
commanded by
fuck I
God to
think
be
is-
immoral
Why is
is
that bad?
unchanging.
Why is that bad?
Can you answer the question?
Yeah, sure. You know what? I'll just bite that bullet too. Everything God says
So
is
you
bad
agree that you
is
were
bad.
making a
If God says,
contradiction?
hang on, if God says rape is good, and He says that everything you think is bad is good, right? We should fucking do it. Tell me why that's wrong.
Because that would be in violation of people's personal
Which is
Hello,
intrinsically
Andrew
bad.
Wilson.
But I'm glad you bite the bullet that that
He's
when
smart
God
and
condones
funny.
rape, genocide,
Why would it
slavery, murder, that's all cool to you just because God commands it.
Can you change, real quick, Diddley, can you change what you think is intrinsically bad? Can you change that?
Can I change based on empirical evidence? Sure.
Yeah. So it would be logically possible that you could change that
I really like this.
things which were intrinsically bad now lined up with everything I thought was
Mm.
bad, right? Logically, that's possible.
Wait, what do you mean?
So everything, whatever it is you think that I want, that's bad. It could be logically possible that if data appeared to you in a magic sheet that
Let's
showed
see.
you that everything I wanted,
I just need to
actually
finish
changed your
reacting
mind
to a
say,
procedure.
oh wait, actually, that's everything he has preference against is intrinsically bad. Wouldn't you do it?
Sure, in a magical, hypothetical world that doesn't exist. But again, I like to live in reality, so.
Oh, you like to live in reality,
Yeah.
where bad is bad because you say it's fucking bad. That's reality.
Do you disagree that suffering is intrinsically bad?
Yeah,
Why?
because people go to the gym and suffer.
I would disagree that that's called suffering.
Oh, you don't think that being in pain is suffering?
Well, the people I know who go to gym say it's a great pain and it feels awesome.
Yeah, and except for the people that it's not great,
Hmm.
and they still do it for their health, so they're definitely suffering to improve their health. That doesn't
There are
seem
people
very
who
bad.
like get really harsh massages that hurt. Like
Yeah,
this isn't the
Dilly
kind
just
of
doesn't
suffering
know
I'm
that she
referring
was
to.
getting
what kind of
shredded
suffering are
the
you
whole time.
I'm referring to violations
Her
of
worldview
someone's
can't be
personal autonomy,
defended
so long as it doesn't
besides her
infringe on other
preferences.
people's
Yeah,
personal
but that's not
autonomy.
suffering. Like, if that's the
Well, no,
case,
it
here, I'll
is.
explain. If that's the case, if you say that it's just a violation of personal autonomy, meaning that the person, are you just saying the person gets a yucky feeling? Is that what suffering is? Like,
Do
what
you
is it?
agree that violating people's agency is
asking me fucking
literally
questions
a
and
detriment
answering
to their
Hmm.
health?
No, it can't. It's not always detriment to their health.
You don't think violating
that's-
people's agency is a detriment to their health?
Fuck no. If you were about to kill yourself, I would definitely kick the gun out of your hand and knock you unconscious. What did I do wrong?
Okay, so I've
Now,
discussed
answer my
this earlier.
fucking question
I-
for once. Holy shit. If you were about
I
to
was
kill
about
yourself,
to. I was about to.
and
Would
I
you like
kicked
me to
the
answer?
gun out of your hand and knock you unconscious, didn't I
Would
violate
you
your
like
autonomy?
me to answer?
Didn't I violate your autonomy? Didn't I violate your autonomy?
So there are certain harms that we deem acceptable
We
and some
deem-
that are unacceptable.
Nope. You
Hold
said
on,
it's
hold on,
intrinsically
hold on,
bad.
hold on.
Killing
If you
yourself
think she's
is
putting herself on the
obviously-
fire here, let's let her answer.
Killing yourself is obviously a harm that we wouldn't want, even if someone is, they feel like it would make them happy if they
So,
killed themselves.
okay.
Like, obviously, they're mentally ill.
Well,
there
then
is some,
autonomy isn't. If
we should
violating
try and help
autonomy,
that person.
then
Hold on.
You just got caught in an actual contradiction, which
No, I haven't,
is
because I've been very
violating
consistent from
if
the
you
very
violate
beginning.
somebody's
I've been
autonomy.
very consistent from the very
my
beginning.
Turn, my turn. You said if you violate somebody's autonomy, that's intrinsically bad. If that's the case,
No, that's
my turn. If it's the case that it's intrinsically bad, and then you would still violate it for some other reason, then it can't be fucking intrinsically bad, can it?
Okay, so that's not what I said. I said suffering is intrinsically bad, and also I've mentioned like
Not autonomy.
from the beginning. Huh?
Yeah, even though you said autonomy for
No, I've said from the beginning that obviously there are some
she's
points
getting
where we
smart.
violate someone's personal autonomy for the greater good, or because they are infringing on other people's
I'll
autonomy.
I'll
I've
ask
been very
the Crucible.
consistent
Yeah,
from,
I'll ask the
from the
Crucible.
very
The
beginning.
Crucible, send me the clip right now. Send me the clip real quick of her saying it's intrinsically bad to violate somebody's personal autonomy. Go ahead.
I've
send
said
me the clip.
from the very
I'm gonna
beginning
play the clip for you, and then when I do,
that we do violate people's personal autonomies in the case where they are infringing on someone else's
then it can't be
autonomy.
intrinsically bad.
That's why I said suffering
All
is
right.
Oh
intrinsically
no!
bad.
But so if I show you a clip of you saying autonomy is intrinsically bad, did you just misspeak?
Yeah, if that clip
Oh,
exists.
okay. So suffering's intrinsically bad. Then.
Yes.
Okay, what is suffering? Because you said it's
Suffering.
violating.
All
personal
right.
autonomy. I just want to let you know. But anyway, go ahead. What is suffering?
Suffering is like any negative outcome based on someone's well-being.
How? What? That's complete. It's any negative outcome based on someone's well-being. Is that actually what you think suffering? You might want to revise that. Just think about it for 2 seconds here. You really think suffering is a negative outcome based on somebody's well-being?
Well, suffering is like multifaceted. Like there's lots of ways we
Then
can
what
go
is
about
it?
this.
Then just tell me what it is from your view. What is suffering?
Basically a detriment to someone's well-being.
Okay, so if that's the case, a detriment to somebody's well-being, the person themselves is going to be the one who chooses that, right? What is detrimental to their well-being?
Not necessarily, again, because like if someone wants to off
Alright.
themselves or they want to like harm themselves in some way, and that's
Then it can't be just something that's detrimental to somebody's well-being. unless
sure.
you
Like I
get-
said, there are other things.
Otherwise, well, okay, then what is it?
And it is like highly subjective from person to person as well.
So then
Like,
what is it?
for example,
Yeah, I like in the
it would be
basement
really
of
bad
the Super
if
Mario 64
pornography got banned.
castle.
As someone who watches it and enjoys it myself, which would lead to suffering, but for you that wouldn't lead to suffering. So it's not like a one-size-fits-all kind of thing.
So then suffering. So then if it is the case, then
I
that
really
suffering
like the
actually
music and
is not
aesthetics that fits
intrinsically bad,
together.
right?
What do you mean?
Well, it's a subjective variable. So I mean, you don't think it's intrinsically bad.
No, well, the things that cause suffering are subjective.
You being positive causes me suffering. Is that bad? Intrinsic?
Wait, that's not what I'm saying. I'm
Well,
saying
what are you saying?
suffering is intrinsically bad.
Yeah, you being positive causes me to suffer. Is that bad?
The feeling of suffering is bad, yes. It's bad that you're suffering.
Then shouldn't you stop being prostitute so I stop suffering?
No.
That's another contradiction. What?
Wait, no, it isn't.
So then I thought you said it's intrinsically bad. Suffering's
Yes, as
intrinsically
wait,
bad.
what? Yes, as in like
I
the
love Dungeon
feeling of suffering in
Sync.
itself is intrinsically bad. That's what I mean by intrinsically.
Oh, okay.
It's
so just
it's
the feeling
such good
of suffering is
music.
bad. Okay, so anything which causes me to have a bad feeling that I'm suffering is bad.
No. Suffering
Wait,
in
what?
itself. Suffering in itself
Who
is a
determines?
bad feeling.
Who determines what is suffering other than the person?
That's not the question. That's not what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, it
We're
has to be. If I'm
suffering
the
is
person
bad.
who
Of it-
determines what is suffering.
Okay, do you agree pleasure is good and suffering is bad?
No, I haven't even
So
determined what
pleasure
that is.
doesn't feel good? Pleasure
Well,
doesn't
when
feel good?
you're making category error here. When you say good here, when you say does this taste?
It makes us feel
Yeah.
good.
When you say
Yes.
does this taste good, right? for this case, you're asking a different question than is this morally good, which is what I'm asking. I'm
Yeah,
not
what's
asking
going
if something
on?
tastes good. I'm asking if it is morally good. So what I'm asking you is, what is suffering? Like when I ask you what is bad, you keep on deviating. First it was what is bad is intrinsically it's violating personal
Well,
autonomy.
no, I think we just had like a misunderstanding because you thought I was saying it's bad morally when I was just saying it's bad. Obviously, that's what intrinsic means.
It's not. Wait, it's not immoral.
What do you think intrinsic means?
It means as part
Here
of
we
the thing
go.
itself. The thing itself,
Yes.
and as a baseline in the thing itself, it is X.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's
great.
not making a moral statement.
Oh, it's not. So then when I'm okay, so then I just want to know this: what is morally bad?
In my worldview, violating people's personal autonomy, so long as
I
they're
thought you
not
said you didn't say
infringing on
that.
other people's. What?
Well, you just said earlier that you never said that violating
Okay.
people's personal autonomy.
Did you
was
not?
bad.
Did you not hear the last part?
No, I guess I didn't. What?
So, if you are infringing on someone else's personal autonomy and you violated the social contract, we can take away some of your personal freedoms, for example, incarceration, for the greater good of society.
And what's the social contract?
Utilitarianism.
Utilitarianism is a social contract,
Well, it's the one that we're working under, yeah, in reality.
and it's okay. So the social contract is utilitarianism. Utilitarianism being to limit harm.
Maximizing, yeah, well-being, limiting harm.
Okay, so just to back up, just to make sure I get this right. Anything which does not maximize well-being and limit harm would be immoral.
Anything that doesn't maximize well-being.
Yeah.
Well, this would circle back to like if you're infringing on someone else's personal autonomy,
So Kulak is
So
it
then
might
in
be
that
a
case,
Is
trans.
you
anything
can limit
which
your
Gender.
personal freedoms.
so then is anything which violates personal autonomy is that bad?
No
Like,
wonder
just
I had
anything in
a
general, not
suspicion.
necessarily.
I mean, I still have to figure out what bad is here.
So I've mentioned this multiple times. I don't know how many more times I can
Well,
say.
because I'll explain it so that you understand. If you say violation of personal autonomy is bad, unless X, right? Then I'm still not sure what bad is and what a violation of personal autonomy would be that is bad. And then if you switch and say it's if you violate it within the realm of like suffering and that's bad, then I need to know what suffering is so that I can determine. I'm just trying to consistently check on stuff to what bad is. You just keep shifting it from suffering to some type of like self-governance authority. Like I'm still not actually sure. I'm still not actually sure what bad means here. So, can you violate people's autonomy? Is that just sometimes? You think sometimes?
Yes, we can.
And can
we
you
do.
can you limit people's access to hedonic activity? And is that
Tell
always
us
bad?
the Bible.
Is that always bad? No. You just
Okay.
asked two questions.
So all those things are not bad. So I'm
Yeah, I
asking
really
what
like
is bad?
this.
So
lot.
there is a certain level of harm that
What
is
is it?
acceptable in society. Well, that's like the grey line, isn't it? Obviously,
know?
as I mentioned, fast food is something that kills
Mm-hmm,
300. Well, obesity, more specifically, kills 300,000 people a year in America alone. But
So
we don't
society,
ban that.
so society is making the determination actually of what is bad. Then.
All right.
Well, we're making like the legal decisions because of democracy.
Well, that
Let's
doesn't help me
go
understand
back.
what bad is here. Like that literally doesn't help me understand what bad is when you say, well,
Can we
there's-
actually
The microphone
understand
is
why you want to ban pornography in the first
is
place?
better
Keep pivoting away from that.
No,
when
I'll
it's
tell
not,
you again, it's my preference.
it's like less
Every time it comes back to like the
less
original question
gain
and you defending your affirmative position, you don't want
because
to
it cuts out
engage.
a lot
I
of the
literally am
background
defending my
stuff.
affirmative position. Right? You ready? Here's my argument. I'm going to give you my argument against pornography. Everything that's against my preference is fucking bad. I want
And
to
your
ban
preference
pornography
is solely based on like what
because
God
it's
tells
bad.
you to do.
Sure.
If God told you to rape someone, would you?
Let's just bite all the bullets. I'll do whatever God says because it's within my preference. Now, why is that
So
bad?
if God tells you to commit genocide, you'll do it. You'll murder everyone. You'll rape everyone.
And you'll fuck everyone.
And you're trying. Wait, and you're
But he
trying
just
to
doesn't
get.
understand.
Some limited praxis of it's bad because I say it's bad.
So you're trying to get people to think that you are like the arbiter of a good moral system?
Yes, of course.
God would,
just like you.
okay, but you would rape someone if God told you to.
And I'm sorry, wouldn't you rape somebody if it would save someone's life?
No.
Why not? Why is that bad?
Violating someone's personal autonomy.
But your personal autonomy, you said, could be violated based on a social contract.
Okay.
Okay, well, I just answered
Oh,
your question.
wow.
Well, here, let's reduce it.
I
this
get
way.
nostalgia
Maybe we can try it this way.
when looking at this.
Right. There's a little tiny island off the coast of, well, it doesn't matter, but it's called Papua New Guinea. Inside of Papua New
Whether
Guinea,
as horror.
you can look this up right now. Go ahead and Google it if you don't believe me. There exists a tribe
That
called
was kinda
Comoros
weird.
in Papua New Guinea. And here's what they do.
Did you say come?
Yeah, come. Every single morning they go over to little tiny boys and they mouth them and load them up. Load them up every day, which is right in their mouth, right? And the kids actually demand it because it's a warrior rite of passage inside of that society. They do it. They do it. The kids demand it. It's part of their social contract. Not kidding. Look it up. You don't believe me? Look it up right now.
No, I believe you. I've heard
I
this.
still want to watch Nosferatu.
So in my moral framework, I
And
think pedophilia is
Phantom of
wrong.
the
In
Opera,
your moral
1916.
framework, if God told you to suck off a little boy's dick, you would do it.
Yeah, why? Why is it wrong in your framework to have pedophilia? If it's part of the social contract.
Alright, let's
Can
turn
you
that down a little.
agree that you would suck a little boy's dick if God told you to?
Would you agree that you already suck
Wait, just say yes.
boys' dicks? No, of course
No,
not.
I wouldn't. Wait. So you wouldn't?
No, that would be outside my preference.
Okay, so you're just completely full of shit and don't believe in anything you're actually saying.
What do you mean? I believe in everything that's my preference.
Do you actually believe in anything? Are you even actually religious?
Yeah, I believe
I have
in
to
everything
ask, are you
that's
actually
within my
religious?
preference.
Do you have any actual morals?
Yes, of course. Wait, actual morals. I just got done telling
Like, do you
that
actually believe in
every
anything you're saying?
fucking thing I prefer is moral, and you haven't been able to give me a single demonstrable argument for why it isn't. Not once.
I just got you to admit that if God told you to, if He commanded you to, you would suck a little boy's dick.
Yeah,
I think
that
we're
literally
good to
never
go
happened.
to the Q&A.
No, I think we're not, because
New
that, by the
job
way, that
is
never
makes
even happened.
good
I
music.
said no. And on top of that,
Sorry. You would rape people, including little boys, if
Can
God
you go
told
back?
you to.
Can you go back to the Papua New Guinea argument? Can you tell me why that's wrong with that culture?
Before we do that, Andrew, I just want to go over our poll. So I'm gonna make a new poll for our live chat. We've had over 1,500 votes, 1,700 votes actually in our poll right now. So big appreciation to our live
Being
chat
a part
viewers
of a
for your
cult
participation.
and the
If you have a
occult is
poll and
awesome.
have thumbs that can hit the like button, do so. No matter where you're seeing this on the interwebs, we appreciate it. It boosts the algorithm.
Considering that
Beat that algorithm. So
Aren't you? I got a question. Aren't you a top earner on OnlyFans?
I'm LDS and
Top
that
earner?
Yeah,
Ginger
like-
Smith
yeah,
actually
so
might
you
have
have-
tampered in the
Hang on, so you
occult,
have a little bit.
which I don't think is a bad
Ryan
thing, but
speaking?
being an LDS means you can believe Jesus Christ is God. We do. We believe He's not created, He's uncreated, but that God isn't totally responsible
60%
You failed to
for
engage.
our actions
30%. Now you're interrupting.
because we chose
I'm
to
sorry, Ryan. Forgive
become
me.
human.
Forgive me.
Who's better than who
A
now?
lot of,
Okay,
much
how
like
could you?
other,
All right, so should explicit adult entertainment be banned?
much like other
60% said
things.
yes, 30% said no, and then 10% said be right back. Just need 5 minutes. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys came back after your 5 minutes of fun. I'm gonna close out the poll, and we're gonna ask a similar question just to see where you guys are at after this conversation. But Andrew, you wanted to take us back into some unanswered
Yeah, so I assume you make a good living.
Alright.
Yeah.
Would you like to make a $5,000 bet live right on air that you never got me to admit what you said you got me to admit, which is that I would suck a little boy's whatever when you asked
Oh
me
yeah,
that
no,
question.
sorry, that was my mistake. You would rape people and murder people. Sorry, my bad, my bad.
Yeah.
I
Including
love
children,
these
probably,
So
if
wait,
God told you to.
So you lied.
Oh, wait. So then
Aesthetics.
you wouldn't
So
do
you
something.
lied.
No, you're lying about your moral framework.
Why?
You
I
believe in
said that-
divine command theory,
Why
right?
did
So
I
anything
say-
God says is moral
Why
is moral?
did I
I'm
say
watching
I
a
do?
Kemi.
Why did I say?
Because you believe in divine command theory.
Because it's within what?
Your moral framework, your
My
preferences.
The
preferences.
Kemi
Yes, which is divine command theory.
Kurai.
But my preferences can change.
No, you already said that your preferences are unchanging because you
That never.
subscribe to divine command theory.
Would you like to make a $5,000 bet? That never happened.
That what never happened?
And I never said my moral preferences can never change because of divine command theory. You just lied again.
You said
Yeah, many
that
people
you're
are just not
unchanging.
consistent
Yeah,
when they're
you did.
cornered.
I said my preferences are
And when that
unchanging,
happens,
right?
they just call
Everything
you
I think
names and
is
stuff
moral is unchanging.
as if that's
as long as it's
the
part of my preferences, which is fine. I can change my
as if
preferences.
that's
It's
continuing
still
with
that
the
unchanging
argument
standard is
when
my
it's not.
preference. Do you understand
It
that?
is kind
So
of funny
your
though.
moral framework is unchanging.
No, my preferences can change, right? But what is
How could they
unchanging,
change?
what is
It's based on what
unchanging-
God commands,
what
is
is
it not?
unchanging is everything within my preferences is what's moral. So if it is the case, that
Because it's what
moral,
God commands, correct?
as long as that's within my preferences.
Anything He commands is moral.
As long as it's within my preferences.
Nice.
So you would go against God's commands.
If it wasn't in my preferences, of course.
So then the entire
Alright.
moral framework you're working off, where something
moral
is moral. So
What's my moral framework? What is it?
I'm literally in the middle of saying it.
I told you my moral framework.
Something is morally good. Wait, you're gonna let me finish?
Okay.
So something is morally good because God commands it.
Now, something's
correct?
morally good if it's in my preference. Can you repeat this for me? Andrew's moral.
No, that's not
I
what you
this
said in the
50
beginning.
times. Yes, I did.
That's not what you said
I said
earlier.
I have an unchanging standard. My
Yes, you
preferences.
said that things are morally good because God commands them.
As long as it's within my preferences.
That was not what you said
That
earlier.
is what I said. Would you like to bet?
So you would go against God's commands.
As long as
Based
it's
on your
within my
preferences.
preferences.
Alright, let's
Exactly.
do
So
it
then
now.
you're conceding that something is
Conceding
not
what?
morally good simply because God commands it.
No, it'd be morally good if it's within my preferences, like yours.
Okay, can you be intellectually honest?
That's being intellectually honest. If
No,
it's
it
within my
isn't.
moral preferences, it's good. What's
Why
wrong
are you
with that?
denying your own beliefs?
Denying what? What did I tell you? Everything within my preferences is what's moral, right?
You advocate for divine command theory, correct?
Sure, that's within my preference.
So then anything that God commands is morally good.
Unless it's not
Alright.
what?
So then that's not divine command theory.
What is divine command theory?
So that's what I just said.
What is it?
So something is morally good because God commands it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
Hmm.
that something is morally good if God commands it, if it's within my preferences.
Okay, well you've changed your answer then from when we
I haven't
first
changed anything.
talked about that.
Everything can. All I want to know is this.
Oh wait, so then why earlier did
I've
you
already
concede
answered.
that
Hang on, I just answered 5 of your questions. Now answer one of mine. Why, other than your preference, would any of that even be fucking bad? Why?
why would your preferences be bad?
Yeah.
To me?
Other than your preferences,
Because your preferences lead to mass human suffering.
and that's just a preference you have. That
Yes, it
human beings
is.
don't massively suffer.
Yes.
Kenny.
Okay, so
And
then
just like
why-
yours
so
is
what
based on a
makes-
preference.
So what makes your preferences better?
Hey, it's still
My preferences.
downloading.
Because I think we should not let human
Sorry,
beings
I'm
suffer.
just
Oh,
downloading
I think we
some
should.
stuff.
What makes yours better than
Yeah,
that?
I know you should.
What makes yours better than that?
Let the people
You don't
decide
know.
for themselves.
Let the people decide.
Let the
That's what
peop-
makes it better. What makes
So-
it more?
So
Let the
why
people
earlier?
decide.
Why earlier did you concede that if God commanded you to rape people, you would?
No, I said I would bite.
Is that within?
I
is that
literally
within your
said I would
preference?
bite the bullet for the sake of the argument. Is what I said.
So you disagree with that now? Or?
No, I just I bit the bullet to ask you why would that even be bad. You said just because it'd be against my preferences.
Okay, so can you answer the question?
I already did. If anything which is against my preferences, I'm against. Just
so
like
then
you.
You don't actually care what God commands.
Okay.
Well, wait. Of course I do. It's
You don't
within my
actually have any
preference.
real beliefs.
Yeah, of course I do. It's within my preference.
You don't actually have any real beliefs.
You're just making assertions. You don't actually have a brain in your head. You don't actually know what the fuck you're talking about. You're a fucking idiot. Like, we could go on and on and on, but can you demonstrate why any of my preferences are actually fucking bad other than that you don't prefer them?
I mean, yeah, we can just look at countries that have adopted fascism and see how that turned out.
Okay, let's talk about
Nazi Germany.
Sure, let's talk about Spain.
Yeah.
It adopted fascism. How
I
that
love
worked out?
this streamer.
I'm not familiar.
Oh, I'm sure you're not, but I thought you just said that countries that adopted fascism have worked out
Wait,
badly.
what? I said,
That's
okay, yeah, but I
super
specifically
Kenny.
mentioned Nazi Germany.
Asu Kenny on Twitch.
That it was not a good thing.
Oh,
Do you disagree?
Do you agree that Soviet Russia was not a good thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great. Do you agree that capitalists all over the world commit horrific genocides all the time?
Sure.
Alright.
Okay, so then it sounds like all you're talking about is whatever political system, political theory you're talking about, it comes down to people doing whatever you think
Oh.
a good thing is, right? Whatever that is.
Sure.
Like you could have a communist country that I don't know, like adhere to whatever your principle of not violating whatever the harm principle is. That would be good if they were communist. Then, if that led to that, right?
Like, as long as we're not violating people's personal autonomy,
Then it's fine, right?
it's highly dependent on the situation.
Yeah. So let me just finish real quick with this, okay? When the Spaniards got here, those evil Christians,
That's
they
funny.
saw people getting sacrificed on top of a temple, and they killed all of them. Right? They killed all of these Indian sacrificing lunatics. Can you tell me why that was bad?
Because killing is bad.
Oh,
We should avoid that.
got
Can
it.
you tell me why genocide is bad?
Because genocide is bad, so we should avoid it.
Why have you not
That
answered
clip
a
makes
single
me
question
laugh.
about?
I just gave you the same answer you gave me.
No, because I'm
No,
saying that.
Yower, I did. Yower.
Okay, you have not answered a single question this entire debate.
No, in fact, I have answered your questions. The
No, you
problem is,
haven't.
I give you the same answer you
You couldn't
gave
even
me.
answer the simple question of what constitutes as pornography.
You just said I gave you an entire standard. Said whatever South Korea considers
Hmm.
pornography is what I consider pornography.
That's not an actual answer.
Why? Okay. Do you want to go through it step by step with whatever
Yes,
South
that's
Korean
what I've been
laws are?
saying multiple times.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go through South Korean laws for what is
Yeah, I
pornography.
love
But I
this
just want to
streamer.
point out to you that what you just said earlier was, yeah, it's bad because they killed people and that's bad. And you said, why is genocide bad? And you said genocide's bad because it's bad, and you took issue with that. Can you
Suffering
explain
is
why?
intrinsically bad.
Says who?
Says just the human experience.
Says the human experience. Where can
Yes,
I find
so,
this?
like,
Where can I find
So
this?
as a species, we have like a biological imperative to continue our species.
More again
and
from
sometimes
Darkstalkers
continue
is so
species
And
pretty.
aid
because of
survival.
genocide.
Whoa,
we don't
I
want to
love
die.
that.
And sometimes kids
Kind of
not dying
reminds me
from
what I
this
would
doing a
walk
genocide.
to like Shopko or 7-Eleven from my house.
This has what to do
Probably
with
not. No.
explicit.
Probably not.
It was very nice.
No.
Really? So you can't like decimate one entire segment of a population in order to protect yours. Like for instance, let's say a country attacked yours, and then you went and bombed the shit out of their civilian population who was making weapons for you, right?
Yeah, I'm
right
against
down to the last man, because they were making weapons for you to attack these other people. Wouldn't that then be human beings actually protecting them, moving on under personal autonomy?
Yeah, I'm not really someone who's
This
gonna
is so
advocate
relaxing.
But,
Didn't say anything about nuclear war.
you probably are, right?
I literally didn't say
In
anything.
terms of like,
Did I say the
what,
word nuclear once?
well, I assumed you meant that because
Did I
you said
say
you're
the
bombing an
word
entire.
nuclear once?
No,
No.
I'm
So
against
anyway,
bombing. My bad.
So all bombing.
Well, I'm against
Self-defense?
war in general, obviously.
Even in
Obviously,
self-defense?
no, well, no, of course not.
So then if in self-defense your country's attacked, you attack another civilian population in order to sure
is
it's
self-defense.
But the G,
Yes,
so then the G
self-defense
word,
is
so then the
an
G
acceptable
word,
level of harm.
then the G word under self-defense would actually be part of the human experience.
In self-defense, yes, but you seem to think that it's fine just in general, right? Because God commands it.
No, I think everything that is right is in my preferences
She's a cool
Yes, based on
person.
what God commands.
based on what I
You
say.
can't be honest about what you actually believe.
Based
She's
on what
actually
I said,
very
what-
sweet.
I don't even understand. Even if I wasn't honest about what I said, why would that be bad?
Because we're here to have an honest debate, aren't we?
Yeah, but why
Hmm.
Or
should
at least I am.
why do you even want to have an honest debate? Why? Is it bad not to?
Well, I think if you're gonna come on here with someone else who's being honest and good faith, then yeah, you
You're not
should
being
at
honest
least-
in good faith. You violated your principle in the very beginning. You refused to engage with me at all on what harm reduction actually was or meant, and said that in some way I was violating the terms of the debate
I love the
by trying to get
characters
some
who
kind of
go on.
foundational ethical system out of you before we moved on to the prescriptive phase. And so because you disallowed,
Why, I never said that.
yeah, you did,
Mhm,
and because
mhm,
this was,
mhm.
yeah, you said, can we get back to the debate? That's part of the debate, is the ethical
So
system.
that's me claiming that you violated the debate.
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
said, let's get back to the debate. That means I'm not debating the topic, but we are.
Well, I said, let's get back to you defining pornography,
So
which
what
you
we
have
could-
still failed to do. Where's the list?
Why is that bad?
Where's the list?
Why is that bad?
Where's the list?
Of what? The Korean? South
You were
Korean?
pulling it up. What happened to that?
Well, we got on a side tangent where I was continuing to destroy your stupid ass worldview, which is based
Well,
on
you're
preference.
continuing to pivot away from all the questions I'm asking. Yeah.
Okay, so what question?
Where's the list?
The South Korean list for what is
Yes.
pornography? Okay.
Yes.
I'll pull it up. Got my cell phone handy here.
All right. Well, we have another poll in the live chat there. We are going to get to the Q&A probably.
It refers to a
Hmm.
visual
10
written
minutes,
material
guys.
depicting explicit sexual acts, which is largely illegal under the law, meaning that almost all types of pornography, including videos, images, blah blah blah. I guess I would have to get a little bit more granular, and we.
Okay, wait. So that
Hmm.
would then mean if you're sending nudes to your wife, you should be imprisoned, right?
No, actually, it doesn't have a prohibition. It's actually referencing public. It's referencing the public. So, depicting explicit sexual acts, which is largely illegal under the law, meaning that almost all types of pornography, including videos, images, and written consent, are considered
Maybe
prohibited
we-
and subject to censorship by the government.
I'll just
Distribution
go for
of
it.
such materials it can result in fines and imprisonment. I actually don't see anything here saying that if it was like to your wife,
Might
that
as
would
well
be
do it now.
problematic at all. If you could
So
show
are
me
you
where.
changing your stance on imprisonment now?
What do you mean?
Well, before you were saying that people who produce and watch pornography should go to jail. Now you're saying
And
that
that's
isn't the
what
case?
the law says here too.
Oh, okay. So even watching porn, you think people should be imprisoned?
Sure, I'll send them to jail.
Like 80% of men on planet Earth should be in jail.
Sure, send them to fucking jail.
80%. So just everyone.
Do you think? Well, do you think that if I said I was going to send you to jail if you watch porn, that it would still be 80% of men who watch porn?
That would still be low. Yeah.
Do you think it would be 80%?
Do you think that banning porn is going to stop people
Can you
from
answer my
watching
question?
porn?
Do you think it would be 80%?
80% of men regularly watch porn. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that if I made it fucking illegal, it would still be 80%?
It would still be very high. Yes.
Would it still be 80%?
It would probably be a little bit lower.
Okay, how much lower?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we can. I'm not sure if we could determine
Yeah.
that. But
How am I supposed to know that?
Dude,
How
I
am
wanna live in a place like that.
I don't know.
There, guys.
I love
Just
dark
looking at the time here,
places.
so I just put both of you on mute. Sorry. Yeah, I'm not sure if that can be
My
determined.
dark
Just
heart.
I'm not sure how we could actually get that data. But I do want to go over the poll, and I do want to remind you that we do have a lot of questions for the Q&A. So you know, if you want to put a few bows on some of the discussions and talking points that you've been getting into, certainly to our live audience, if you have questions, keep them coming in. No problem with that. Smash the like button if you haven't already. You know, Lordy knows it's looking at ya. It's saying do it. All right. So should pulling. So I came up with an anagram because I'm clever like that. So instead of saying the P word, I said should pulling our rods nightly be banned. 60% said yes and 40% said no. Yeah, it's a nasty one, I know. So let's see if we can put a few bows on the subjects that we are saying here. Gift wrap it there, fellas, and then we will get into that Q&A. Hopefully, I got 7 minutes on the timer, so I'm going to jump in 7 minutes. So let's see how you guys do.
See how
Whenever you're
well
ready.
this goes.
Are we doing closing statements? What are we doing?
No, it's just a matter of like if you have anything, like I said, that you want to, if you don't feel like you've managed to get all of the topics on the table, we can try to get through it in the next.
No, I feel like we got through.
We haven't talked at all about like what kind of policies he would propose in order to ban
I
pornography.
mean, we have multiple times.
Like what?
Like, you go to jail.
Mm.
That would be a
Okay, so
policy.
are you
Is
fine
that
with
not a
like?
policy?
So are you fine with like the increased taxes that will incur for the billions of dollars that it will cost to regulate pornography consumption?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that bad?
Is what bad?
Is it bad that I've raised taxes?
Advocating for raised taxes, yeah.
Oh.
All right, I think that's a good place to close off there because we do have so many questions. So a big round
This
of
nun
applause
clip
to Julie and
of the anime nun girl is so wholesome.
Yeah, we have a lot of questions from you guys in the live chat. Keep your votes coming in. Should we? Oh, it's like 61% are saying yes,
too
it should be
funny.
banned now. So it's gone
The
up
curve.
1% since then. See, I'm coming up with clever ways to make anagrams. Pat myself on the back in the morning.
Kill.
Let's see here. We're gonna ask some of those questions, and thank you so much, everybody, for your
Let's go.
participation. A lot of really great engagement in the live chat. Like I said before, if you haven't hit the like button, do so now. It really helps boost us up in the algorithm, especially where we're about to take our audience questions. We're a little later phase in the debate, and
And I love me
also
sometimes.
importantly, Andrew is going to be hanging out in 2 days, Newark, New Jersey. It's going to be great. It's for our DebateCon 5. There are lots of debates that are going to be there, not just Andrew's, but certainly at this point, I'd say you're kind of a featured guest. Is that fair to say, Andrew?
Yeah, I probably have a larger audience than anybody else there, I would say.
There you go.
You have more than 600,000 subscribers
How many do you get live viewing?
on YouTube
Yeah.
or Twitch, like all together, maybe 2,000-3,000.
Oh, yeah, it must be.
Well, we just
That's small.
booked you up with that surprise.
Yeah, I got 7,000 right this second. Just
Oh,
point that
nice.
out.
There you go. You're cleaning house. Look at you go. All right. Well, let's ask those super chats and we'll get through them. Dylan Deschender says, "Why can't Canadians pronounce sword or noir properly?" JK, love you, Ryan. Well, love you too, random citizen. That's my big line quotes go. But we pronounce a few things weird up here in the north. Like I said earlier, what's this all about? We're debating whether this, explicit adult content should be banned. So, yeah, if you're wondering, that's what we're on about. Eva Lord says, "Why does Pornhub want minors to watch porn?"
Alright.
So, I think Eva Lord is saying that there's not enough, safety gates to prevent minors from getting access to these things. But I don't know if there's, I don't know if there's an agenda there to actually get that to happen. But maybe there's not enough safe carrots. But let's let our panel discuss it. Go ahead there, Diddley.
Such a weirdo.
There's like lots of safeguards that are
At
built into
times.
computers and stuff that parents can use to ensure that their
Makes
children
it really
aren't
good.
viewing
wait.
pornography.
Oh, what the
that
heck?
just like completely block all pornography or sites. I think
I forget
Pornhub within
sometimes.
the last few years, I think it was about 4 years ago, was it? They came out with a really cool verification system that completely wiped out any videos on the website that weren't from verified users, which I think was a really good move. And I also think OnlyFans does a
Yeah, I'm
better
an
job
expert
at
at
safeguarding
annoying
children
people.
from viewing the content by hiding it obviously behind a paywall, so it
Considering
instantly
I
makes it a lot
really
harder for children
never
to
lost
access.
a debate.
But yeah, I think we should definitely
Especially
educate
on,
parents
like,
more
Twitter.
on how to safeguard their children to not be viewing this kind of content online.
It's too
I have
easy
a-
because
on the other hand, a
once you
100%
ask people
safeguard,
for
we shut it down.
justification
Put them all
or
in fucking
if
prison.
they have the ability
And
to
I will have zero objection
not go in
from,
circles or not
my
contradict
debate opponent,
themselves,
who will never be able to tell any of
they
you
can't
that she's
justify
fucking
it,
bad.
so they just call you
Multiple
names and
times, except she just doesn't fucking
then they're
appropriate.
eventually
I
forced
don't
to
think we should be violating
either
people's
block
personal
you
autonomy
or
like that.
let it go because they're arguing from
Yes, and you prefer that we do.
incredulity
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
point.
So here's the thing. So listen. So
Or they
listen to
appeal
the
to
rationale.
consensus,
You
which
understand
both
why
of
it's the entire
our
night. 20 hours
fallacies
this is.
don't really
Here's
mean
what's
much of
going on.
anything.
Everything this woman is telling you, she's literally saying to you, because I just really fucking think so. I just really think so. I just really think we should, because I just really think we should. Everything which is bad, she's an ultimate arbiter of, right? You could say, well, Andrew, you evil fascist, this and that. I would just go shut it down. I said it men with guns. They've kicked the fucking.
I don't know if I should get Final Fantasy 15 again though.
Down on their way out after they made sure it was cleared of all civilians, right?
I played it
She can't even
yesterday
tell you
on
why
my
that's bad.
laptop.
She can only tell you that she just doesn't.
It was so fun. I
That's it.
basically completed almost the full thing on the Xbox One, and I did everything. I got the exosuits. Like I did most of it. I did the Pitias dungeon. I did the 104 dungeon. And I like the gameplay a lot better than I did back then, because back then it was serviceable for me, because I went into it not realizing that it was different, and that action RPG, action gameplay is different, and you can, to me, it's like gameplay has to not only fit the aesthetics, but it should fit the, what they're going for, so gameplay should feel smooth, and that's what it did. It just felt different than other Final Fantasy games. It's kind of why I didn't like Elder Scrolls Online at first. I was going into it too Skyrim-ish. I thought, well, I'm gonna play it like Skyrim. It's like, you gotta try to play it more like a MMO, and if you play it more like an MMO, and you don't expect Skyrim's level of gameplay or smoothness, you're going to have a pretty fun time. You just have to have a different mindset. For different games require different mindsets to have in it. It's why, Resident Evil and Silent Hills, many people say that they don't like the gameplay of the old games, but I do, because it fits with the atmosphere of horror.
This is just the standard Aussie
A
accent.
gameplay that's easily responsive to, like, Dark Souls and very precise is probably going to be a lot less scary, because you're not limited, you're much more flexible, and it takes away the, I think, strategy of what you're trying to do, whereas if you're limited, then it requires you to think about your next move. It requires you to think about what you're going to do and try to do next. And I think it's actually very good. At least that's what I feel like.
Moral incongruence is the issue. It's not the moron's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Does that apply elsewhere? Sociopaths have no moral incongruence with manipulating others. So I guess manipulation is inherently wrong. See how I do that? Zero. So that's for you, Diddley.
So I'm making a comment on like the level of harm that's being perceived as a result of pornography, and the fact is that moral incongruence is one of the biggest factors that, one of the biggest predictors, I should say, that lead to psychological distress or perceived problems with pornography use. So I think that's something that like often gets overlooked, is that people hear about people who are addicted and have all these adverse mental health effects, when a really big factor in play is that often these people are religious or conservative, and they're obviously being told that pornography is bad, we should stay away. So obviously if they're watching it, yeah, that's going to be really psychologically distressing, having that kind of incongruence.
She still is not appealing to anything except outside of her preferences.
When she talks about psychological incongruence, for instance,
She's just saying it's bad because she doesn't like it, or it's bad because we all agree it's bad, which we don't.
It's not necessarily. Like, the feeling of, like, the suffering that ensues from it obviously is intrinsically bad. But, yeah, it depends what it is.
Suffering is intrinsically bad again?
Yes, so as I discussed earlier, the feeling of suffering is bad. That's what I mean when I say it's intrinsically bad. That's what intrinsically means. It's not making a moral argument.
You had a family member that died, right? Would you rather feel that? Would you rather feel bad about that or feel nice?
I think sadness is a part of the human experience, so I'd probably rather feel
But
bad.
doesn't it make you suffer?
Yes, and that's bad.
Well, then I guess again,
Wait,
okay,
you
so
still
now
aren't,
it's-
you still aren't understanding when I say, can you
If
define
it-
intrinsic?
if that's
Can you
bad,
define intrinsic?
Yeah, if that's bad intrinsically to suffer, then
Can
the
you
answer
define
is-
intrinsically?
Yeah, as part of the thing. So if it is the case, right, that it is intrinsically
So I'm
bad,
not making a moral argument.
Yeah, if it is the case, you just did. You said, if it is intrinsically bad to suffer, then your answer would be that you would not want to suffer when the family member dies, and yet your intuition was actually you would prefer to suffer, which means it's not
I've stated
actually,
this multiple
not
times.
actually intrinsically
Light
bad.
of
I'm not
Aiden
sure if you have
Thunderscape is a
hearing
fun game.
difficulties. When I say suffering is intrinsically bad, it means that it feels bad to suffer. I'm not making a moral argument.
Oh, okay. So is okay. I still don't understand what bad is then. I'm asking morally, is it bad to suffer?
Not necessarily, as I've stated multiple times throughout this
Well,
debate.
then I don't know what fucking bad even means.
Yeah, I know, because you would rape someone if God told you to.
Is that bad? Is that bad? Why? Why is it bad?
Because you're violating someone's personal autonomy.
And that's bad because?
Because we as human beings don't want to suffer.
All right, guys, let's ask the next question. This beer is warm. I'm gonna grab another beer because this one's just.
Even
not-
though, by the way, you
it's
did
not
just say
doing it.
morally.
It is literally detrimental to our health to experience suffering.
Is that bad?
Is what? Is what?
If something's detrimental to
Suffering.
your health.
Yes, that is bad.
You don't eat cheeseburgers, then that's immoral.
Wait, that's a completely different question.
Well, isn't it bad?
It isn't. Yes, it is bad to eat cheeseburgers. That doesn't mean it's morally bad. That's a completely different question.
Burger fiend, guys, come on.
That's like I literally brought that up in my opening.
I still don't know what morally bad means then.
All right, let's ask the next
I know,
question, guys.
because you would rape someone if God told you to.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
one
but I
does.
don't know why that would be bad, though. That's the problem. Like, I don't
That
know
is
why
a
you think
problem.
that's bad.
I agree. That is a
Yeah,
problem.
why would that be bad?
We have so many questions, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to be polite, but yeah, eventually I get all. No, I'm just kidding. Justin Henley says watching Korn is simping. Ban it and fire MXXD, worst mod ever. Hey Justin, if you want to participate with Jim Bob and maybe against MXXD, you're welcome to it. But MXXD is also hanging out at his own channel called Matters Now. You can hang out over there. They usually do after shows.
The
after we're done
Catacombs of
debating.
Paris.
So if you want to go and have a piss and moan at them,
Could you
yeah, feel
imagine
free.
if you like
But I appreciate all the mods that come out to help.
got like stuck in there?
I don't maybe agree
I
with
couldn't.
every decision and every chat that gets banned, but I don't give that much of a shit. All right, so Mario Pissed Off says Korn is a Hewish method to determine a strong nation for control and fall away from Christianity. I'm sure you understand what I mean.
Wait, is it a what?
They're saying Korn is I'm using a
Makes
code
sense
word,
now.
Jewish method
Oh, they're a
to
Nazi.
diminish
Okay.
a strong nation for
What would
control
make them a
and
Nazi?
fall away from Christianity.
How's that
What's
make
wrong
you
with
think
being
that-
a Nazi though?
Wait, do you disagree?
How's that Nazism?
Why? They're doing the whole.
I asked
Because
you a
Nazi
question.
can mean
aren't
many
they?
different things to
No,
different
they said,
people.
They said
It's
that,
literally Nazi
what
dog
do you mean? What
whistling.
Jewish question did they ask?
What do you think that question was?
What was it?
They can't explain how it's bad.
I don't think that it had anything to do with Jews. Go ahead.
Is that not what you were censoring?
That was what I was censoring,
Yeah.
just because I
Yeah.
think it's a little...
Okay.
Well,
Well,
Diddley
that's
can.
why I didn't hear
Yeah,
the word.
putting everything together, I think it could get
Well,
us a little
she
bit of
can,
trouble, so
but
I'm just
she
saying,
can't be
the way they
consistent
put it,
with
they
it.
censored the first word, but just everything.
Is that from your audience, Andrew?
No, this is
That's
from...
interesting.
This is from MDD.
No, definitely not actually.
This is...
Definitely it was.
Okay, Mario Pissed Off
No,
might
definitely
be...
not.
Okay, so Mario Pissed Off, maybe you are a fan of Andrew's, but that's okay.
Dude,
So,
she's
I mean, they
trying
literally.
to.
Can you reread the question without the, Nazi dog whistling? It was in defense of Andrew's
She's
argument,
like
was it not?
trying to
So,
deflect.
what they said is, and I said Hewish.
You actually find out that most people can't be consistent when they're pushed into a corner.
They said corn.
And it's not just politics, it's politics, history, Palestine, science, worldviews,
Yeah,
or
I'm just,
And
anything.
Andrew, do you think that that's my
Paganism.
probably.
Okay, the cope is a mess.
What's the code?
The cope is that it's obviously
Oh,
your, it's
sure.
obviously your.
Why is it obviously my viewer?
They're in defense of your argument. They're
Alright, I
Christian
got it.
and they're Nazi.
Wait, I never gave a single argument like that. How is it in defense of my fucking argument?
Okay, cope. Cope
Can
roll.
you give it? Can you tell me when I
What
gave
the
that argument?
heck?
Cope.
Can you tell me when I gave that
Oh wow,
argument?
we're almost done
What
with
argument?
this.
The one that he just gave? That you said it's in defense of?
She's just saying
Well,
cope
that's
because
a
she
problem.
can't think of anything else.
So you don't have to
You said that it's in
specifically.
defense of
You don't
my
have.
argument.
You don't have to. He's in defense of your entire argument, which is
What is
obviously
it?
banning porn. Banning
What?
porn.
Wait. Okay, so anybody who says anything who also says, and I want to ban porn, is in defense of my fucking argument?
Okay, you are immensely creepy. Anyone with more than a double-digit IQ can tell that that is your audience member. There is nothing
I don't know.
to
I
be
think that Nazis
debated
like
about that.
I think
There is
Nazis like
nothing
watching
to be.
porn.
Well, that guy didn't. He was against it.
She doesn't
Well, I don't
even
know. I mean,
know
maybe there's one who wasn't, but
her whole
maybe they like to
worldview is
watch
being
porn.
argued against.
Okay.
I said a little bit about staying within terms of service, but boys are...
It's actually quite sad.
I could try to... I try to maintain myself just because if I don't, I'll just let it go for every other stream and we'll get in trouble every time. But I will be honest, we're probably way over on our on our allowable YouTube limit here, so...
Okay. I'll try to keep it within the confines. I don't.
No, I'm saying like...
Yeah, the
fuck
Salt
it,
Lake
forget about
City
it. Like, I'm not gonna censor
temple
anymore because
appeared
having your own
in
while I'm sighted, I don't even know why bother.
episode 5 of Restaurant to
So
Another
let's just keep on
World.
going.
It's pretty cool.
Without censoring. So let me just go up here, guys. We got a lot of super chats. Kango 44. Actually, before we get to that one, oh yeah, it does go up for a while. All right, I gotta use that fantastic finger ride. Mario Pissed Off is the last one. There we go. All right, Will Gaines says the real thing, guys, is that he made graduation. He made graduation. I don't know. Will Gaines
Funny
is on that.
reference.
Oh, okay. Nice. I'm an old school rock and roll fan, so that's out my wheelhouse. So, Wrongful Rage says...
Homura is basically Jesus' followers, and Madoka is Jesus Christ, or God.
Cinematic Jurassic says, those who have suffered from corn addiction are some of the strongest advocates of organic because they know the harm, toil it can take their life. So do you guys think this is true that the people that are trying to ban it are, and the people that are the loudest voices against it are, large consumers of the product?
A demon for Jesus.
Well, I'm already critical of the way that they describe themselves as addicted because, I engage with these communities a lot online, and often people will call themselves
If you're going
addicted,
to
these
be,
really outspoken people, and then you ask them how often they watch porn, and it turns out they watch it
evil for
once a week
Jesus.
or once a month. So it's kind of like this
And be evil to
self-perceived
evil.
level of addiction, which I
Jesus
don't think
Christ
would
is
ever
also God
actually
and
match
also
up to
loves you at
any
your
kind of medical
darkest.
definition of addiction. But those probably they probably do
yeah.
tend to be the loudest voices in the community. But I know there's also a lot of women who are staunchly against porn and stuff. So those people would be included even though they don't watch porn.
And you follow up there, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm sure that some are.
All right, fair enough. Let's carry
chicken.
But yeah, we're going to carry on into some of the news super chats. Thank you, everybody. Dylan Dishner says, when Andrew asked her to define rural utilitarianism, sorry, gee, I can't talk. Diddley's diddler voice started shaking hard.
Yeah, she never did.
I have a bit of a cold, so that's why I've been muting.
No, you just didn't know what utilitarianism is. If you do, like, I'm actually willing to stop right now and listen again to
Oh, it's
you tell
kind
us
of
what
weird.
utilitarianism is.
I already did earlier, so I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah, because you can't, because
Well, that's what
I already did
happens
it earlier. I
no,
gave you two examples.
earlier you did not give us rule utilitarianism.
when
You
the
gave us
cookie
a
crumbles.
deontological system. What is rule utilitarianism?
So there's like a set rule of
Rule
morality and like
utilitarian.
operating under the utilitarianism
I don't
framework
even know, but she
is
didn't know what that was
basically essentially
either.
about maximizing well-being and reducing harm. But then there's also like these set rules, like I mentioned.
She's
So
just saying, oh,
we
well-being.
probably shouldn't shoot
well-being
baby Hitler
and
because that
harm.
would be in violation of a rule.
But they're dead. I feel like we as
Alright.
humans have become so desensitized.
That was
All
nice.
right.
Cool. Would you like to define it?
Okay.
I just did. Would you like to define it instead if you think I'm wrong?
No.
Let's
If this
do
video
this.
like,
sounds you
I
only
would like you
recommended,
to
you may have
define
no
it. I'm
experience
asking
with
you to.
icebergs.
Well, that's
If you are experienced with icebergs and just want to watch the video,
So
go to this
you
timestamp.
aren't
An
going to?
iceberg is basically a tier list that begins with most known facts and
Okay.
ideas of a topic,
I'll just let
dropping all the way
Are you
down
looking
to
it up?
least known facts.
Okay.
In this video, I'm going to be going
Let's
over
do
the
that.
disturbing website iceberg provided by Reddit user Mitch_Green4TDS1Game. This iceberg goes in depth on some of the internet's most disturbing websites. Now,
Wait,
this
well, let's do back a little.
science here, and there were a bunch of movements like that. Like the Life of Brian thing.
If this
Well, I mean,
video
I think
sounds
there's all kinds
recommended,
of
you may have no
things
experience with
that.
icebergs. If you are
I mean, it's not like there's just a
icebergs
couple.
and just want to watch
so
the
many
video,
What?
go to this
throughout the
timestamp.
Old
An
Testament
iceberg
that
is basically a
it's
tier
more
list
than
that
just,
begins
hey,
with
could we
most
find
known
a
facts
new
and
one in
ideas
this
of a
calendar
topic,
to do
dropping
back
all the way down
What
to
the
least
heck,
known
you
facts.
want?
In
Right,
this video,
there's a
I'm going to be going over the
genetic
disturbing
lineage that has to
website
happen.
iceberg provided by
I mean,
Reddit
there's
user
certain- let me give you another example. I mean,
Mitch_Green4TDS1Game. This iceberg
there's
goes
the prophecy
in depth
not
on
just
some
about
of the
Jesus,
internet's
but
most
Oh my
disturbing
gosh.
websites.
world
Now, this
would honor
iceberg
his
won't go
mother.
into any onion links
So
for anybody that
were
browses
they-
the dark
did they-
web.
did
This
they
video
trick
and the
everybody into
iceberg in its
honoring,
entirety only includes
Mary?
links that you
I mean,
can
Jesus,
visit
Mary
on a
prophesied,
browser on the
all,
internet. While
they
that
will,
might turn
everybody will
people
call
off
me
the
blessed.
video, there's actually quite an abundance of websites that make my skin crawl from either how disturbing, random, or creepy the vibe was. All the links for the websites will be left in the description for you to check out. Also, just a
No, I'm
What
saying,
iceberg video, which
I'm
means
saying
that
the
I'm not going to
prophecy
be going
specifically
in
says
depth
that
on these websites.
nations
I always get a lot of
will honor
comments asking why I
Did
don't
they-
go
did
I
they
don't
trick everybody
understand
into that?
sometimes.
Jesus says that when I'm lifted up, I will draw all nations to myself.
30 to 40
You not understand
videos.
that's a
I'm trying my
prophecy.
best to
It's not
make
just a
short,
question of can we
concise
find a guy
explanation
like
for
in
each
Life of
entry.
Brian
One last thing I have to
born in this
address
village
is
and
what
can act
an
this way.
ARG is.
There's all these
This
other
term comes up a lot in this
amazing
video.
elements
ARG
that
is
also
short for
are
an
part of this.
alternate reality
For example,
game.
all these
Usually
prophecies that
games
talk
are
about the
fun,
nations
online
worshiping the
interactive
God of
games
Israel.
that start
How
with
would all the
someone
Gentile
leaving a
nations
clue
worship the God
in
of
a
Israel?
video, a
And if that
blog
does
post,
occur,
or on
it's
some
said to be
social
one of the
media
key
platform.
signs of the
Then
Messiah
from
has
there,
come. Do you
people
understand
take
what
that
I'm saying?
clue and solve riddles upon riddles, finding weird websites, finding weird phone numbers, eventually leading to an end goal. An example I bring up all the time
It doesn't matter what the
that
Jews
happened
say.
with the Dark Knight franchise. An ARG was made up by Warner Brothers to promote the movie in which people were given a fake $1 bill with the Joker's face on it at Comic-Con. The bill then led them to a website, which led them to a location at
Okay, so now you're just asserting all this stuff. What's your
phone
actual
number that
evidence
people
for that?
call.
You're saying
All
they
this
would say
interactive
some
play
people
was
would
done in
prove
order
it.
to promote the movie. Some ARGs have an end goal in mind, such as the Poochie and Pansy ARG, which led people to search for a fictional figure known as the Giga Diddle.
Well, I mean,
while
so now
others
it's a
are
question of do you
simply done
accept
for
the
figuring out who
Person
the
is gonna
without
get
a
screwed.
behind.
Right,
Remember this
so
term
what-
as
what-
it
so
comes
you
up
have a
quite
worldview,
lot
I
throughout
guess,
the video.
of what-
This
what's your
iceberg
position?
has well over 100 entries, so if you have to clean your room,
On
do your
everything
homework,
or
or need
just
to get
on
some work done from home, I suggest leaving the video on and listening
do
to the
that.
audio. And as per usual, there's going to be no jump scares or sudden shifts in the
No
audio.
jump scares.
Now sit back and relax while I dive deep to the
everything
contents
is
of this iceberg.
Okay,
Kicking
let's
it off with layer
do
1, Most of layer 1 isn't disturbing stuff, but more so
Why
websites
does it
that are
take so long
perfect
to
time
load
wasting.
sometimes?
lgroup.im. lgroup is a website that archives those interactive Google Easter eggs that happen every so often. From fan favorites like the Pac-Man game that was playable on Google.com to other fun Easter eggs like the Zero Rush game, where you fight an army of viruses on your screen by clicking on them. There are 24 Easter egg versions of Google that have been archived on the website, and every single one works perfectly from my experience. Some of my personal favorites are Google Gravity, which applies gravity to everything on your screen, Google Tilt, which slightly turns the page askew, and the hidden dinosaur game in Google Chrome. Not much else needs to be said. Moving on. BoardButton.com. BoardButton.com is one of those websites that your friend shows you in class when you guys finished your assignment and wanted to goof around. The site simply displays a button that says bored, press the button, and has a monologue written applying to those that are bored. Pushing the button redirects you to various games like Flappy 2048, which is a remake version of a game that is a mix between 2048 and Flappy Bird, Crazy Card Trick, which is just a simple magic trick, and other various websites that are just there to ease your boredom. I found this site to be very similar to another website I know called the Useless Web. The only difference is that this website redirects you to entertaining websites, while BoardButton.com simply keeps you on the same website the entire time. If you got time to waste, go on either one of these websites.
We're just showing the absurdity of the non-theistic.
IsItChristmas.com. This website literally tells you if it's Christmas or not. That's it. If you click on the website when it's not Christmas, it will simply display the word no in big bold letters. And if you thought something spectacular would happen when Christmas comes, you're dead wrong. It just shows the word yes in the same exact fashion. One weird thing that people have found, though, is that in the coding of the website, the creator bothered to write lines of code.
Why would I listen to your arguments about your
like this one that says died from lack of heartbeat, or
Are
this
we
one that
supposed to
simply
mod
states,
the
let death take me.
personality
This
as
is not
member?
why this site is on this list. It's just another random website.
I love her even though she did something bad.
You fell asleep watching DVD.com. Anyone
I don't
born in the
from
late
the
2000s
outset
might not understand
things
it.
that
But
I don't
if you ever
from the
own a
outset
DVD
propose
player, you should be able to relate to this website. You fell asleep watching DVD.com is a website that simulates that moment when you wake up after watching a movie, only for the DVD menu to be playing on repeat. The funny thing about this is how relatable the website actually is. I can't tell you how many times I fall asleep watching a movie with my family, only to wake up an hour later with all the lights off and the DVD menu blaring on the television. This website lets you pick between 8 different DVDs: Pride and Prejudice, Punch Drunk
an
Love,
internal
Bucket List,
critique is not a
Terminator 2, Van Wilder, Harry Potter 3, The Ben Stiller Show, and Born Supremacy.
You're not in a position.
The thing that I found that was super cool about this website is that it actually plays the real menu
Because you're
from
using
each of
things
these
that are
DVDs.
unjustified.
From the visuals on the TV to
What's your
the
account of
music
life?
and the sounds that emit from the television. Very relatable website that brought back some very weird nostalgic memories of the time before Netflix was a thing. Leave a comment
So,
below if you remember
You can't
that
even do
bittersweet
no, you
feeling
can't
of waking
you
up
can't
to
do
a
an
TV
internal
menu
critique
like
without
this.
relying
Moving
on
on.
something like
Akinator.com. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the Akinator is. Akinator.com is a 20 questions type of game where you choose something to think of, whether it's something random like a celebrity or even something obscure like a side character in a video game. No matter what it is, the Akinator tries its best to narrow down its answer and eventually guesses what you're thinking of. When the Akinator first came out, it wasn't too amazing at guessing
no such
your
thing as
ideas.
there's no such thing
However,
as my
the game learns each time someone plays it by constantly calibrating and
No,
adjusting
logic
itself to
is
get
not
better results in
my
the future.
system.
Nowadays,
Logic
guess
is a
random
universal
obscure
category
stuff like
used for
somebody
human
gets too late at 4
You're
a.m. in the Rugrats. It's pretty random, but the website somehow knows. Moving on. Creepypasta.com. Not going to spend too much time on this one, but Creepypasta.com is a website that simply archives every single creepypasta that has ever been created. If you don't know what creepypastas are, they are
yeah.
short stories that are
Okay, so
posted
I
to
have
lots of
another
different websites that tell
video
you stories
after.
meant to creep you out in some way. Hence the name Creepypasta. The website compiles all of these stories from all over the internet into one central hub for people
No, you
spin
can't
in their
explain
free
that.
time.
You're not even
Anyone
listening
can
to
submit their
You're
own
not getting-
story.
You
The
can't make
website even
sentences.
ranks the top
You're not in a
stories.
position
That's
to
basically it for this
justify
one.
the
Moving
usage
on.
and making of sentences. It's even more radical.
Icechewing.com is a forum website based
So
on,
why should I
you
listen
guessed
to
it,
anything that
chewing
proceeds from
ice.
your mouth when
At
your
first I
worldview
couldn't tell
has
if
no
this was
account for
someone
logic,
trolling with
sentence,
fake
meaning
forum
at all?
posts, but due to the amount of posts that are actually on the site, I can only assume that everyone that posts on here genuinely loves chewing ice. There are tons
I
of
wanna know,
stories
what do
of
you
people
say?
claim to have
Feel like
developed
that's a
an
fallacy.
addiction to ice chewing, to others explaining
you
their
say?
best way to make good ice. The sheer amount of posts was pretty odd considering the topic at hand. There are well over 2,000 posts on the site with a total of 4,292 members. It doesn't look like anyone can become a member nowadays,
that's
but
the
there
trend,
does
no
still
argument.
exist
That's
a
the argument
login
that
feature
we'll
on the
make.
website for those
I'm not trying to
lucky enough to
reframe it
have an
into
account.
something
The last
other than
post
absurd.
appears to have been made in May of 2017 with no other signs of life on the site.
Mm-hmm.
There does appear to be users browsing the website according to this nice who is online counter
I
at the
think
bottom.
ultimately it's
Moving on. MrDupe.com. This is where I feel the website start getting a little bit weird. Mr. Dupe is a collection of various mini
not
games,
any
I would say.
God
I really don't know what
does
to
the
call
actual
these, but
work.
basically, the website has this collection of cards on the top, and clicking on any one of them changes the activity on your screen. As of right now, the
can I
available
not follow
activities
you?
I saw when researching are as follows. The multi-user sketchpad where everyone on their tab can draw on a white page.
Oh, I
The
refollowed
JS
her.
Sketches, which does plays crazy
Yeah, but your argument is for
Obsidian. This one plays a weird music video for an upbeat techno song. Beach balls. This one creates beach balls every time you click. Google Space, the Google Gravity ripoff. Webcam displacement, which is the one that I didn't actually play because I didn't want it to use my webcam, so I don't know what it does, but I can only imagine. Magic Dust, which just lets you play like Magic does, and you have the ability to change the size and color of it. Winning Solitaire. This tab was actually pretty hilarious. It just plays the winning animation for Solitaire each time you click. Voxel's Liquid, which is one of the weirder parts of the site. This one just follows your mouse around, creating these weird square waves. Sphere. This one's just a spinning sphere. Clouds. Just clouds. Disturb. This one distorts any image you drop inside of it. Voxel. Minecraft Wannabe tab. Internet Explorer 6, which just generates the Internet Explorer error message over and over again. Or they say another music type animation. Plane deformations, which is just very fucking trippy. I mean, good God, every time you click on this one, it changes to something else. Water type, which just lets you type in waves. 3JS, a collection of artwork. Harmony, a solo version of the Sketchpad. Zoom Blur. This one just lets you simulate creating an eclipse. Rotozoomer.
I am an
In
evil
and out of this weird
larva.
image of what I think is Satan.
That will parasite and corrupt others with the light of God from the darkness.
Are water remix, water, and then 3 tabs that are called branching. All of these basically have the same exact name, which is showing a prefixed obscure animation that you can mess with by simply clicking on the website. Finally, we have the last 2 tabs, which are 3D waveform and checkbox painter. 3D waveform is literally a 3D waveform of an audio titled Slumber by EEPL. Checkbox painter is also exactly that. It's a painting tool that lets you click and drag to draw, but instead of using normal lines, you use checkboxes. That's all the tabs on the website. What a freaking website. I can't even imagine how much work went into this one. Very obscure, but you guys will see that later down this list that this one isn't even scratching the surface for how big and crazy some of these websites can get. But I will say some of the animations on this site are very freaking cool because of how hard they are to comprehend. Props to the man himself, Mr. Dupe, for creating such a behemoth of a website. Moving on.
Alright, I'm gonna skip a little.
Invites you to anonymously share your own personal secrets. There are many other links to obscure websites like the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster or HomestarRunner.com. Majority of the links do work, but unfortunately, a handful of them either have had their videos taken down or the website's domain wasn't renewed. Moving on. Zor.de. Going onto this website will bring you to an all-black screen with a selector on the bottom that says Previous or Next. Clicking on either one will randomly show you a white screen and play a random song that the website has in store for you. Most of the songs don't seem to be in the same category. I got some techno songs played here and there, with some other disturbing slow songs thrown into the mix. Nothing too creepy here. Moving on. StaggeringBeauty.com. Staggering Beauty is a website that tracks your mouse and moves this weird-looking thing to follow your mouse movements. Now, before I explain what the weird part of this website is, I have to give you all a light-flashing epilepsy warning because this website goes fucking crazy. Date.info. Deathdate.info is one of those websites that predicts the date of your death. Pretty self-explanatory. The thing that separates this website, in my opinion, is how much information they take down from you before calculating your death date. I'm sure that the website doesn't actually do anything with this information, but it does add to the overall scary nature of calculating your death date. Even though it's just a phony website, I've always been too scared to actually calculate my own information through it. Leave a comment below if you share this same mindset. Moving on. Simulation-arguments.com. The Simulation Argument is a website dedicated to archiving the best pieces of information regarding the idea that we are living in a computer simulation. That's basically all there is to it. I browsed through a good amount of links hoping to find something very creepy, but that's basically all there was. Moving on. Stealthboats.com. Stealthboats.com is just another fun website where you understand the joke. The website looks completely empty with only a few lines of text at the top that read stealthboats.com, your free resource for stealth boat pictures. Stealthboats cannot be seen by radar or humans. The obvious joke here is that the website is blank, but this line of text suggests that it isn't blank. You just can't see it. I'm sure everyone that's watching this understands that even without me having to explain it, but hey, you never know. Another thing to note about this website is there is a hyperlink at the bottom that says more pointless sites, and it takes you to this website called pointlesssites.com. This one is also another website that just puts you around to other pointless websites.
This
Download more RAM, Endless Horse, Blind Idiot,
This website is dedicated to ethics.
PogoStick.org, Stump.net, WhenCrashInfo.com, ThisMan.org.
Thisman.org is a website dedicated to the people of the world who claim to have seen this man in their dreams. A quick history on who this is. This picture is a fathoms up
Sorry, but
picture
Jesus
of
is more important.
whose philosophy merits rigorous analysis in its own right. At the center of Jesus' teachings is the concept of the kingdom of God. Philosophically, this is not merely an eschatological event, but a reordering of ethical priorities and a new mode of social existence. The kingdom of God, in Jesus' formulation, inverts worldly hierarchies.
Website Iceberg
The last
Explained.
shall be the first, and the first the last. It is a realm where values such as humility,
I love
mercy,
Jesus.
peacemaking, and justice
He's
supersede
God.
dominance, violence, and pride. This idea represents a radical ethical vision rather than a political blueprint.
Alright.
It posits that the moral order should not reflect power structures or material success, but should instead embody compassion, equality, and spiritual integrity. Jesus' parables, such as the Good Samaritan and the Prodigal Son, illustrate the moral inversion by highlighting unexpected agents of virtue and grace. Philosophically, this challenges both utilitarian and honor-based ethical systems by proposing that true moral worth lies in intention
Jesus Christ is
in a
God. He
disposition
loves you at your darkest.
and
And
unconditional
if you're going to be evil, be
perhaps the
evil to
most
evil, and
distinctive
be evil for Jesus.
philosophical contribution
And another good thing I'm
is his ethic
grateful to be LDS is that
agape,
you can forgive your
a Greek
enemies
term
without
denoting
you
selfless,
wanting having
unconditional
anything
love.
to do with them.
In the
And
sermon
our
on the Mount,
forgiveness isn't the
Jesus
same as
instructs
Jesus is.
Love
Yes,
your
you should
enemies
forgive
and pray for
for
those who
yourself so you
persecute
don't
you.
have hatred inside
This
your
is a
heart, because
profound
then you start
ethical
to
principle
make
that
mistakes
moves
you
beyond
normally wouldn't.
reciprocity,
But
tribal loyalty,
that doesn't mean to be
or
abused. And
utilitarian
don't let them off
calculation.
the hook either.
Instead, it calls for a radical openness to the other, including the hostile,
So
and
yeah,
even the undeserving. From a philosophical perspective, this ethic parallels certain strains of existentialism and phenomenology,
Jim Punk.
in which the self is understood as fundamentally relational and responsible for the other.
Like,
Agape demands an active choice, not a sentimental feeling. It is a
yeah, love is not an accident.
This challenges not only
Mm-hmm. He's correct about that.
self-interest or honor. Agape, as Jesus articulates it, becomes a metaphysical principle,
Yeah,
a reflection of the divine order.
the command. Yeah, it's not passive submission. Alright. Yeah, no, duh. What? Oh, I kind of see why. I see what's going on.
This is not passive submission, but a form of moral resistance that redefines
Okay.
power relations. In advocating nonviolent resistance, Jesus introduces a critique of domination and coercion. He offers an ultimate vision of
Put that up a little
as
bit.
service rather than control. Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. This philosophy of servant leadership undermines classical and imperial
No, I just put
authority,
this, restart it,
power is equated
and then I'll go
with
back after.
philosophy.
Because Jesus is more important
Reflects a
than
reevaluation
this.
of values reminiscent of later thinkers like Nietzsche, though arriving at different conclusions.
So I like your disturbing
Where
website,
Nietzsche deconstructs
Iceberg Explained,
reality,
your
Jesus
everyday
upholds
theorist.
humility and weakness as sources of true strength.
That Jesus is much more
This
important.
paradoxical redefinition of power invites
God
reflection
bless
on the
everyone.
limits of
God
force
bless Jesus.
and the possibility of transforming society through moral rather than violent means. Jesus' philosophy
Jesus Christ, Son of God,
dynamic view
have Lord,
of
have
human
mercy on
nature.
me, a
He
sinner.
recognizes the brokenness and potential within each individual. His frequent use of healing as metaphor
Jesus is my
speaks to a view of the
wife,
self that is
my
capable
bride,
of
the bridegroom.
grace,
He loves me at my
forgiveness,
darkest.
self-knowledge.
He loves me for me.
Jesus' call to
And in
repent
the end,
signals the philosophy.
if you can't beat death, then essentially death is your
He
God.
focuses not on external conformity to
Jesus
truth,
was with me when nobody
but
else
on the
was.
orientation of the heart. In the Beatitudes, he blesses the pure in heart, suggesting that ethical life is not merely behavior, but interior. This anthropology stands in
He went
contrast
out like a
to
boss and
legalistic
came
or
back
deterministic
like one.
views.
Also, even though I am black, I do believe
While
Jesus
acknowledging
Christ
human
was
frailty,
white. Maybe not European
his
white,
interaction
but I do
with
think
tax
he was
collectors,
white.
prostitutes,
I think he can be
and
whatever
outcasts
race or
show
color
a consistent
he
emphasis
wants.
on individual
but
transformation
he is the
over
word
social stigma
of God.
or moral condemnation. Jesus' use
No
of
man can
parable
have two masters.
reflects a distinct
That's true.
epistemology
Eventually
and
pride
philosophy
takes over.
of
It's
language.
not an intellect problem.
Rather
It's a
than
pride
offering
problem.
abstract propositions or legal codes, he communicates through metaphor,
And I love him.
and paradox. This mode of teaching respects the complexity of moral truths and resists reductionism. Philosophically, this approach aligns with traditions that emphasize the limitations of language and the
Even if you
necessity
strip him of his
of
divinity,
lived experience.
he's still a philosopher. One that was very influential. He has the most followers at 2.8 billion.
They are less about
He is
delivering
God.
information than about provoking transformation. The
The
kingdom of
Alpha
God,
and the Omega, the
like a
beginning and the
mustard
end.
seed, or like yeast hidden in dough. Images that require contemplation and imagination. This narrative method acknowledges that truth is not always grasped through analytical reasoning alone, but through holistic engagement. Jesus'
Agora,
style
I might have to sub to
anticipates
him.
later philosophical movements that emphasize a narrative
Wait, Nazi did
hermeneutics
occultism. I
and
didn't
the
know
embeddedness
this.
of meaning
Maybe
in
they did.
context. While often read as apocalyptic, Jesus' eschatology can also be understood philosophically as a reorientation of temporal awareness. He speaks of a future fulfillment, but insists that the kingdom of God is also within and at hand. This dual temporality creates an ethical imperative in the present.
HH.
Jesus calls his
Is
followers
it true
to
that
live
all
as
white
if the
Aryan
kingdom were
societies
already realized.
were better? Ancient Greece and ancient
Realized
Rome.
eschatology
There was many bad things, and
functions philosophically
you know,
as a mode of
they went to war with
anticipating
each other even though they were all
a
white.
cult to embody
Most people probably didn't have a good life.
features ideals in
The
present
Vikings,
action.
they pillaged each other
It rejects
and,
fatalism and disengagement,
followed just
urging
paganism,
ethical
and
vigilance
then
and transformative
they
action.
can't find an objective standard.
Such an
Pagans
orientation
also can't do it.
influences how individuals relate to time,
And so
issues,
Hitler also
and
killed his own
responsibility.
people.
It encourages a hopeful
Even
realism
though I think
grounded not
maybe he
in
didn't, or
deterministic
maybe he
progress,
did. Fact of the
but
matter
in
is,
intentional
he was on
commitment to
drugs.
embodying
He
values.
looked cool while doing it, but he lost. He was
Jesus
on drugs.
redefines the relationship
He
between law and
wasn't consistent. He had no
while not
whites
abolishing
in his army and the
he
military.
interprets them
He
lens
sent
of love
Jews
and conscience.
to Palestine in the Havara Agreement.
All the law and the prophets
He
hang
might have
on
been
these two
like
commandments.
some Jewish
Love
himself.
God and love your
He had
neighbor.
a lot of stuff that perhaps probably,
This is a move towards
you know, I
ethical
think many
universalism
Hitler
without
fanatics
It places the burden of
misinterpret
discernment
him. They
on the
worship him as
individual
God. And then when I
guided
show the
by love,
contradictions,
rather
many
than
of them
fear or
just say you're a Jew, you're black,
In doing so,
or something else,
Jesus affirms
which
the moral
doesn't
autonomy
actually
of the
get to the
person,
heart of
while
the
agreeing
issue I
that
have
autonomy
with him.
in
He
relation
even
to
killed
responsibility.
Hitler, and the Nazis killed their own white
This
people
philosophical vision
with the
contributes to later developments
T4
of moral philosophy,
Action
particularly
program where they
traditions that
sterilize
emphasize the primacy
people,
of conscience,
and they sterilize their own
obligation, and the integration of freedom with responsibility.
not only do they
Jesus'
sterilize
teachings
other
on
people,
community,
they
center
sterilize their own.
reconciliation,
They even killed,
forgiveness,
Polish,
and mutual
which
responsibility.
Hitler
He
ironically,
introduces a restorative
or
model of justice
unironically, didn't
in which the
consider
goal is
they,
not punishment,
he didn't consider them white, I guess.
the instruction to forgive
So he only cared
737
about you, I guess, really, if you were useful
is
to
less
him.
a quantitative
And if
measure
you weren't, if
than a
disabled,
qualitative
he would just kill
imperative
you
to
and then
cultivate
justify
a
it.
disposition of mercy. Forgiveness in this
Not to
context
say
is
that
not forgetfulness
I don't
or
think powerful
passivity.
people don't control it,
It is an
but
active commitment
being
to
correct
healing
about one thing
and the refusal
doesn't
to
negate
allow
what
past woes
another
to
person
define
is
present
correct about
and
you,
future.
not acknowledging what they have to say as well.
This has significant philosophical implications for theories of justice, memory, and identity.
And I've read
Informing
Mein Kampf.
communities based on mutual care and shared responsibility, Jesus articulates a vision of sociality that transcends tribal, economic, and hierarchical
I mean, I don't know. I think something about the
love your neighbor
Havara Agreement and sending Jews to
becomes the
then
cornerstone
Palestine
of
is
a new ethical community
something about that
based
is
on
not.
shared humanity
It's just not very.
rather than blood,
It's kind of strange.
status, or nation. The philosophy of Jesus Christ, stripped of theological accretions or polemical frames, emerges as a coherent and deeply challenging ethical vision. Rooted in unconditional love, non-violence,
But I believe in freedom of speech, free will, freedom of speech, because I don't get bothered by much. People just need to stop taking things personally. People need to stop taking it, getting offended, and people have to know their own weak points, just so that people will understand that I think Jesus is the main character here. I mean, even Hitler was moved by Jesus. It kind of goes to show you something.
His emphasis on interior transformation, social justice, and the metaphysics of love provides fertile ground for reflection across cultures, traditions, and disciplines. Rather than closing discussion, Jesus' philosophy opens a horizon of ethical and existential inquiry
Hitler
that
was
continues
he the Wotan?
even to this day to inspire and challenge humanity.
Yeah, Jesus Christ is someone who I'll never run away from. Because he loved me when nobody else could.
Mike, what's up, Mike?
Alright, let's go. Okay, now we can continue.
Hey, just wondering if you got any evidence for the thing that you called up.
Unnatural objects or creatures
I think
that
there's
appear
Okay.
usually a post on the SCP wiki will start
Okay,
with
what's
people
up?
thinking that he might be the
I make the
all-powerful
transcendental
creator
argument that if God doesn't
manifesting
exist,
himself in
then
dreams, while
reasoning,
others
logic,
believe that this
ethics
man is
become
so common
impossible.
due to the
And by
man's
impossible, I
face
don't mean that
being
people
very
don't do them. I
to the
say,
point that it's
I mean
just your
impossible in the
brain's
sense that
version
there's
of
not a
the average
justification
man.
for doing and believing
Nonetheless,
those things.
Agora, huh?
in fact exists, and even
He seems
has a
pretty
contact
good.
page if
Okay,
you
so
want
you're trying to say that
email
these
your
things are
own
grounded in
personal
this God
dreams
thing.
into whoever
Yes.
runs the site. Moving on.
Okay, why can't we just ground them in
Neil's
just
project
reality itself?
I don't put Jesus as a philosopher,
Reality
because
itself has some kind of
it's,
intellectual
it would be,
conceptual
he's a
content.
cheat code.
I think that
You could just basically put Jesus for
say
everything,
reality itself
and he wouldn't be wrong.
So we're asking for the grounding of metaphysics itself. So we need something more than just a metaphysical claim to ground metaphysics.
He's the most influential human ever, the best human, the best God. And he's willing to do things. His strength of character was better. He's been willing to do things. He just has the ability to draw many people to him, but even the best humans couldn't. And he did it in a way that was so different than everyone else.
And that's the best way to explain how
the historical Jesus, the divine Jesus,
Material conceptual
and the psychological Jesus, the Christ consciousness. Jesus is probably all those things. Christ-like, I would say, behavior is just what Carl Jung was getting to. But even if you go the Gnostic route, Jesus Christ isn't just some guy. He is the guy.
immediately puts us in a position where there's all kinds of logical problems for trying to ground logic in the human mind. For example, my mind is not your mind. So to just say that it's in the human mind,
Higher than the highest, the best of the best, the one who never lost, the one who can't be tricked. People keep trying to catch him off guard. They will never catch him off guard.
because we agree on it doesn't give you justification. So those are because those are fallacies.
Cross division.
Because they're the two things that you said are fallacies.
A mustard seed, huh?
To just do something doesn't provide justification for how and why that thing is. That's a fallacy. I mean, you're laughing, but it's a fallacy.
Well, I think he does. I think Jesus, being God,
Again, these are arbitrary conjectures.
he also has historical evidence. Tacitus, Josephus, the Jesus is God inscription, and much more. He has non-evidence, historical backing of non-biblical, non-Jews, Pliny the Younger, Pilate's letter, and more.
Using an axiom doesn't, again, doesn't matter. Use doesn't grant you justification. Because I could use all kinds of
Okay, maybe I should, but you know what, I'll just subscribe to it.
That's not a good reason to believe it, because it's used. No, I didn't just add God to the equation. I made a specific argument that a specific
Lovecraft.
material invariant thing, a universal concept, requires a certain type of universal being to ground one. It's a very precise that is the justification for the existence of logic. Human minds don't give you, human minds don't grant you the justification because human minds are finite, and your move is yeah, I don't know if you've heard of this, but a human mind is finite. It doesn't give you the grounding because a human mind is finite. You can't justify because it's a universal. Do you know? Because it's a universal. Is the human mind?
The disturbing part of the website is when you look at the paranormal section.
What is it? The basic terms.
To the devil.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So it doesn't provide justification.
It's honestly pretty interesting.
Reality.
But
Exactly what happens.
I don't think Hitler was fully evil either. Also, I don't like how they got rid of Nick Fuentes or Alex Jones' YouTube channel. It's like, that's not free speech. It's not freedom.
I mean, I don't agree with you on tag, really, the transcendental argument. Epistemically, but others.
So it's like, that's kind of messed up.
have any other Roman Catholic right now. What do you disagree with?
Oh, I'm not Roman Catholic.
No, I'm saying that there's not any other Catholics in line to speak, so go ahead and make your point.
So usually when it comes to the transcendental argument related to God, I have a couple of questions about the assumptions of it. Does it like assume that God has some sort of obligation towards us when it comes to our rational faculties, that they must correspond to reality?
Sure.
So God does have obligations to us.
Oh wait, you said does God have obligations? I don't know what is it. I don't know what that means.
Is it necessary that God makes people basically rational, that our rational faculties correspond to reality as it is? And Because,
Well,
you know,
if by necessary you mean, did God choose to set up the world that way because we're made in His image, and that thus we are rational like Him? Yes. If by necessary you mean, was He under some sort of constraint of essentialism that He had to produce beings that way? No, because He created beings that are not rational. So,
Okay,
no necessity to create
I kind of
all
want to
beings
play
that way, but He
Splitgate right
chose to
now.
make man in His image, and so man has then a corresponding faculty of reason, which allows him to understand and study the world, and that the principles of the world match up to what's in man's mind.
An hour.
so, okay, so
We still have like an hour and 20
grand
minutes.
narrative of biblical scripture, revelation, with God like Imago Dei in relation to
I
the
think until
logos.
this is over.
And sure. Okay, so I can kind of see. And it's
Okay,
not
but what's the problem for tags?
Well, people
so
can just
usually
watch
when
it
people are making
themselves.
the, you know, presuppositional approach, what I usually see some people object with is a type of epistemic fallibilism. Basically, because they're rejecting the foundationalism of an Aristotelian, but they will accept certain things which are necessary for reasons, but other things that are like our common sense faculties, like our intuitions towards, let's say, induction, or
Okay, but those are not, that's not the same thing as like an epistemic view of foundationalism. So believing that the world is constructed a certain way,
Alright, I gotta
or
play
that we have,
Splitgate too,
say we
baby.
have axiomatic beliefs. The problem is not saying that those things exist, it's the account that's given for those things, or the assumption that those things are theory neutral. That's the point of contention. Do you think there's things that are theory neutral?
well, it seems like for someone
Maybe
to
I
agree
should
that there are things that you have to presuppose.
Thunder Escape.
I agree with you.
Yeah, but that doesn't have anything to do with it being theory neutral. I mean, a foundationalist and a presuppositionalist and coherentist can all agree that there are fundamental things.
Yeah,
But,
so I
there's
agree.
so there's a
See,
difference
I'll
between
play Thunder
having
Escape
foundational beliefs
later.
and foundationalism as an epistemology. Those are different things.
Yeah, so I was saying that I agree with you here, right? That there are things that are necessary for you to, you know, be able to do to even have rational discourse. Like there has to be like real resemblances at some level that we talk about cats, dogs, women, men. Aristotle is a man. You know, to even do that syllogism, you need them as a real. You can't just be like concept. I get that. But it seems as if, how do I say this? Someone doesn't really need to have
You're
certainty
in the
about the
login
viability
queue.
of the faculty
Thank you for
in order
waiting.
to actually use the faculty. You get what I'm saying?
But I can concede that too without conceding foundationalism.
So you would say, then I would have a question to ask you then. What's
I mean, there's plenty of people that don't know anything about epistemology and don't know anything about, grounding their
Hey, what am I doing?
axioms or whatever. But that really has nothing to do with whether foundationalism is. I mean, the
Alright,
question
let's,
ultimately falls on self-evidence. So, I would say the two main issues are that I've
Hey, we're already at 900p.
you would
So,
have to defend that there are things that are theory neutral, and that there are things
it'll
that are
be all good.
I just don't understand how anybody could. I'm not knocking you, but I'm saying if you're familiar with these disciplines and principles, how could you defend that? What's the proof of it?
Yeah, I definitely don't think that these things are in some way self-evidently true, because that would just fall into the common sense reliabilism of someone like, let's say, Thomas Reed, who would just be like, this is just common sense, right? But, common sense ain't that common. You get what I'm saying?
Alright.
Well, I think common sense, Reed and those kinds of people, the Scottish common sense
Man,
philosophers,
I kind of miss Splitgate 1 though. Splitgate's one of my favorite arena shooters of all time. I think the reason why I like it is because it's light, it plays well, the gunplay feels amazing, And I
I
like
don't
the
see it as really
portals and
necessary
stuff.
to propose it for the reliability or actually the use or the usability of the faculties or reason. It just doesn't seem as if it's a necessity in the rational sense.
Okay, well then, what is reasoning?
No, I should play arrows.
More clear or more immediate or self-evident than God's
4,
belief?
3,
Saying something
2,
like reasoning.
1.
What is reasoning? How would you give an account of reasoning? This sort of meta
Wait, what does the shield
Well,
do?
I'm talking about stuff like, you know, syllogistic reasoning, like talking about logic.
Like, doesn't it get rid of their shields or something?
Inbound.
level. What is how do you give an account of that?
I don't really think
Yeah,
that's
I
so
don't
evident,
know.
but I would say that
Then you're admitting my
yeah, like
Power weapon in the
kind of
arena.
saying that like participate in certain discourses and get
So this is I see. This
Yeah,
is the
I
category.
forgot. What is
The
it?
use of the thing doesn't exist.
yeah, but I'm
What
saying
does it do?
sometimes you don't really need to justify it. Like it's just it can be wrong. I can be error. It's like a
That was
fallible type of
horrible.
thing. Like I don't really need to.
I
be
don't care.
asserting that this necessary. It leads to skepticism.
Ultimately, the skepticism is a refutation of skepticism. So I think you're missing what you just said.
Yeah, I'm talking about myself. My view leads to skepticism.
Oh, well, then that's
Got double
self-refutation.
teamed.
That's a defeater of knowledge.
Well, that's
Well, I'm not gonna
true.
give up
Maybe that
on
you
him.
have to reconstrue how you think about it.
Well, so wait, you're admitting that your position leads to skepticism?
Yeah, I did that. Like hypothetical
I'm just
skepticism.
surprised you said that. So it's like,
Yeah, I think
okay, well, this is why tag is legit. Because your position
I admit
is what it leads to. Oh, okay. Well, then, so you don't have to justify. If you don't have to justify knowledge,
Oh, wow.
then that can be arbitrary.
yeah, I
I need to help my team
it's
more.
like
Look
a
how
really
I'm
weird
playing.
position I'm in as a person. I would call myself a type of fallibilist. That it's
We are so back.
on. I don't believe in like on.
Okay, well, that's another impossibility because if there's no odds, then you can't predicate the person's fault. Bad, not
Oh,
gonna
that was cool.
kind of debate or
Power weapon inbound. Double
I
kill.
will disagree with that.
how would you disagree if you just said that you don't believe in all?
Well, the thing is, when it comes to on and talking about truth, I'm not saying
Heating up.
that on.
Power weapon inbound.
So there's no
Power weapon in the arena.
logical force involved.
Payback.
Yeah, I'm playing pretty not too bad right now.
It's, how do I say this? Something not being, you know, that you ought to follow the truth does not necessarily mean that you, that's not particularly true. That's a jump in reasoning. So like, that's just because I don't believe in like
Payback.
that I ought to X, Y, or Z.
Avenger.
That
Okay, but every argument that you make, you're trying to give the presupposition that your position is true, and that people ought to follow it, and then you're saying, but there's no odds, and you ought not to follow it.
Yeah, we are in.
And I guess, there we go. That
was
precludes
close.
possibility.
The website was created by Ian Dark and each of these
Alright.
is one of 4 different pages that are personal to him. His photo gallery, his personal work, personal writing projects, and digital artworks. The weirdest part of the website is definitely under his personal tab, specifically click on favorite.
Dang it.
The page turns into this black page with flames going down to the bottom. A bit disturbing, but I think this is more just a deep dive into Ian's design. I actually kind of like these personal journal websites because they often like this.
Oh, wow.
Bored of having a fake journal. Moving on. Visionary for evolution. WordPress. This website is known as This, as you can see, is a WordPress blog
I
site.
kind of like moving up faster a little bit.
Of blog posts, with almost every single one showcasing some kind of anti-authoritarian views. From posts about
Power weapon inbound.
terrorism. There are hundreds of posts all the way back to November 2007, with its first
Boom,
post being
boom.
a welcome post that was made on November 16th,
weapon in the arena.
Dang. Yeah, I'm probably gonna lose, probably.
5 kills to go.
We're almost there. You got this.
3 points to go.
I should have won that, actually.
5 minutes remaining. New power weapon in the arena.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with this one. Let's talk about faith. Right when you get into the site, you can hear someone talking about Jesus Christ and religion. That is true. If it's a famous
Yeah.
You win.
Oh, we won. I thought we lost.
Way to bring home the victory.
I don't think I played that well, though.
So,
this one for me was the creepiest one. Once you get into this site, you are met with this moon floating.
the issue here is whether or not there's a God. And you're presenting an argument for the existence of God based on the necessity of an explanation for logic.
And that Hunty is kind of low IQ.
My response is, you haven't demonstrated that this is a necessity. You've just asserted that the absence of
He might be smart for an atheist, but he has his limits.
problems presuppose that there is an explanation. There's been no demonstration that the laws of logic could have been any other way, or that there's any case that they need some sort of guarantee. And when I try to point this out,
If I do well with all 3 of these classes,
which I is, and I know you raise this objection, but
I will play something else sooner.
this analogy that's within, the reality,
If I want.
yes, it's an analogy.
Team deathmatch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's kind of loud.
This is your moment. Don't waste it. Get the most kill. Bring home the win. Just hold ahead. Don't stop now.
Kickoff. Power weapon inbound.
Taking the lead.
Dang. One of them is not even
Power
playing.
weapon in the arena.
Almost anyone is going to be tasked to say, wow, that's somebody cheating. Because
Dang, I'm just getting beat up.
sense if it's actually and that might make you more comfortable rather than not knowing. That maybe, I'm not saying that is the reason for doing it. You can convince yourself in a world where now all of a
Oh
sudden
my
this
goodness.
makes a lot more sense. And you're right. I acknowledge that at the outset. At the very beginning. Everything to do with your comfort and discomfort of not knowing.
Yeah, I'm kind of not doing so well.
Of course, that's going to be a satisfying answer. And it probably sounds good for almost anybody there, as long as they don't care whether or not things are actually true.
We are so back.
Logic, because I'm not yet convinced that logic needs a foundation.
Going through dialogue seems entirely normal. One of the weirdest parts of the site, though, is that all of the lines are actually voice acted with very sounding lyrics. As you click through, you get to this part right here where
How did I lose?
names this red background. Clicking on the red balloon takes you to this page. Here you talk to
That was not good shooting.
and then you go through the cinematic dialogue and you meet another creator. This time in the form of a comic. At which point the entire thing ends with a wall of text basically responding to the creator didn't realize
Payback.
writing at the end. I lost my train of thought. This entire experience takes over, I'd say, 15 to 20 minutes to go through if you just read.
Power weapon inbound.
You just nod through it takes you to the
Alright.
I honestly think it's one of the coolest sections of my list because it really does go
weapon in the arena.
So we got the baseball bat. Look at me going around kind of like a beast. Like El President said.
Our weapon inbound.
Yeah, first of all, I don't know how that's special.
New power weapon in the arena.
Thank you.
Going on about the consequences of denying the lady's logic seems completely irrelevant because I'm not doing that. See, you're trying to argue for a foundation behind the laws of logic. That's the part that I deny.
We're pulling ahead. Keep it up.
Themselves. And so I would agree, if you deny the laws of logic, then
Keep up the pressure. We're halfway to the school threshold.
we are forced essentially to recognize these things, and denial of them will cause chaos. And I'm not doing that at all.
Heating up.
Your bald assertion that there must be a
Yeah, I'm eating up.
Yeah, but as a skeptic, you have yes, and that's why I'm being so strong. I'm pointing out everyone saying I am convinced of X.
Right.
I am not convinced of X, and I am convinced of not X. As a skeptic, I want to believe as many true things as few false
I need more ammo.
to the available evidence of which
Power weapon inbound.
Bam.
zero evidence, as far as I can tell, for any of these things. My position is not the laws of logic are in fact absolute.
New power weapon in the arena.
I'm coming back.
Should operate as if they are until such time as there's a demonstration. When they're not, then these things continually demonstrate. We can't have a conversation about them. They are as close to
5 minutes remaining.
I think any of us could put simple analogy. And so my position is they don't require a foundation. That would be an assertion that I would have to
This might just be another one of those
I didn't put that creator I am not yet convinced that they do because I have
Oh, good job.
demonstrated that, and you and I would agree, at least within your worldview, there's at least one thing that does not require a foundation. And so, given that I'm not sure
Payback.
one thing that doesn't require things that doesn't require a foundation or zero things that doesn't require a foundation. Those are things
I got the assist at least. I didn't hit him even once.
Power weapon inbound. Guardian Angel.
Visiting the website brings us this very nasty looking UI homepage. It's so disorganized that your eye honestly doesn't know where to
New power weapon in the arena.
I don't see why they have to. In fact, that scrolling down further on the site, and you can see background because you don't see the reason why. As if you are supposed to drag it down. I was on the site that looks like
Close one.
to try. And if we don't find a justification,
Alright.
keep trying.
Power weapon inbound.
Yes. So first of all, I'm sure please people who watch this they don't think JF too much to lecture me about skepticism. What is theomatic feedback? Theomatic is the idea that God
New power weapon in the arena. 5 points to go.
Mm-hmm.
3 minutes remaining.
modern scientific skepticism isn't going to address whether or not logic has a foundation. You're talking about almost an ancient Greek logic of skepticism that has been discarded because it leads to
For all I know, it's a satellite very questions that you go to in order to convince people
Yeah, we're probably gonna lose. If we win, it's going to be by a lot.
3 points to go. Heating up.
tons of information about the Bible and scripture that I can't even
They're in the lead. Get it back.
Alright. Oh, that was weird.
2 minutes to go.
We've taken the lead. Keep it up.
That was pretty clutch too.
Absolute clinic. Got things to note.
I'm the only one on my team that got 2,000. Well, they did good.
And I'm not interested in what's actually true and demonstrable, which is why we're stuck.
Matt Dillahunty can't justify his worldview without going in circles. It do be funny.
Obviously, we all know it's probably in that. I'm not going to say it outright, but these are the types of videos that are on the website. From cartel members being murdered on camera to even deadly bar fights. You can find it all on here. I will say though,
Bingo, bango, bongo, I don't wanna leave the Congo, no, 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 no. Bingo, bango, bongo.
Some of these, I mean, when I say I don't care what Hume said or White said or anybody else said.
There's a reason why he, like, ran away from Matt. I mean, Andrew Wilson.
I'm talking about what my position is. When we talk about induction,
it has since been taken down.
we live our entire lives by induction. We begin with this assumption that tomorrow is pretty much going to be like today, because the entire history of the world has continued to show that's going to be the case. But we also do it with the recognition that tomorrow is not identical to today, and that there are trends. So,
Bingo,
I don't
bango,
expect
bongo.
that the Earth is going to stop spinning on its axis in the next 10 minutes. But I do it with the understanding that it's very likely and almost certain that it will stop spinning on its axis at some point. And so when we talk about induction, there's a reason it's
Oh wait, so I did the first one. I might get our ass handed to me, maybe. Alright, so I did good with this one, Alright, it's time for this one.
on science, despite the fact that science is virtually almost entirely
Shotgun. Maybe I will do it for a while. Carbine. The carbine.
Team Deathmatch starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Bring home the victory.
I don't think I will. But, no, I don't think I will.
They're in the lead. Get it back.
Power weapon inbound.
Okay. Oh, he's on the bottom thing.
Good kill.
New power weapon in the arena.
I think Splitgate is better than Halo. I just think it feels better and it's more modern and stuff.
That was close.
Not that I don't hate Halo or Quake. I just think Splitgate is a much an upgraded version of Halo. At least that's what I think anyway. But that's just me. Yes. I want to cancel right now. That's a twink. Well, you're not wrong. Look, look how bad we're losing. Alright. Good job.
Power weapon inbound.
All they're really saying is pressing a comment. They're saying, I really so my work
Watch out, that point was good halfway there.
New power weapon in the arena. So
Yeah, halfway there.
double kill. Payback. Triple kill.
This site is literally one big secret.
whether or not my phone is turned on. But what I'm really saying is I'm still turned on because I haven't turned it off yet. And I know the battery is not full. There are too many reasons. And so I would argue that my confidence in going ahead, I know this. But I'm not saying it's very hard. I'm not saying it's no difference because if in philosophy it's just my true belief and it turns out it's not true, then my belief that I could never.
Power weapon
I
inbound.
think that's the way most of us use knowledge when we're talking about it in general. So I just went with knowledge of those things really so slowly that if we were trying to it would be wrong.
It would be pretty overpowered if we could like
Nice work.
New power weapon in the
use
arena.
portals with this gun power weapon. Man,
It seems as though this website is not actually visited quite often, even by today's standards, as there are people reading messages as recent as August 20th, 2021. There's also this jump scare that occurs in the after the this
Avenger. Payback. Double kill. Close call. Triple kill.
I don't think I'm playing too
Power
bad, but
weapon inbound. New power weapon in the arena.
But the author of the site has a mental breakdown. To explore with this site, and I feel like I'm just scratching the surface.
well, that's good to know. I just figured something else out. You can just switch to the other gun.
Five minutes remaining.
Oh, that must be because I'm dual loading.
Payback. Avenger. Double kill.
The creator of the site has been confirmed to be David Dennison, who is an artist. And all of the site are originally pieces.
Heating up.
Many users have taken to the internet to unlock the truth behind the site, but I urge them
Closing in on the wind. Don't let them get there.
to have this portfolio of artworks together on one site.
They're probably gonna get there, bro.
Power weapon inbound.
Some sort of puzzle to figure out at the end of all this. There are just ways to
Yeah, they're gonna get there.
Power weapon inbound. New power weapon in the arena.
So there's a game on Steam called,
To go.
I forgot, it's like $13 or something. Oh yeah, it's called Quest Board.
3 points to
I'm
go.
a D&D nerd.
Double kill.
Oh, we almost came
Game
back.
over.
Let's say you let them win, so then you can go back to town.
Oh yeah, that was fun. Should I play?
As a pragmatic sense, because they can you utilize the same days. The one thing you sites that I don't advertise. You don't utilize
Wait, where's the 16 verse 16 or whatever? Yeah, you know what? I'll just do it myself then.
Just on the first part of the page, and scrolling down reveals more obscure 3D art pieces that have almost no relevance to the wedding dress business. Other obscure parts of the site include pages about alien conspiracies and a page based around the Salem witch trials.
Which is what I talked
Wait, oh yeah, okay, it's all called Onslaught.
When I talk about using that the creator of our site was a man named Sean wrote this book and was that they are the reliable metal company and make a website for their business. Instead of just making a website, Sean took it upon himself to create his eyes
Onslaught.
website that was utilizing something that I don't, and props to him, which is a god as a artistic masterpiece. The rabbit hole that Sean has created is
Onslaught Drought, Onslaught Sanctum, Onslaught Inferno. Now let's go to Glacier.
This entry is a very simple website with not much to know. The main page is this page that looks like a playable animation of a stove with a pause play button flashing right on the bottom. There's also a something that can rest an icon on the bottom right of the site. Pushing the play button causes some very creepy old school jazz music to play, which made me feel like I was about somebody for
Damage multiplier. Let's do it bigger.
With another window stating, will you save them? Clicking OK closes the window out and you are back at square one. Some believe this is part of a
24.
with people dissecting the pop-up window that appears, but nothing has ever come of it from what I can tell. I will say though, this one did disturb me a bit more than the other websites just because of how ominous this one feels. Try going on the site at like 1 a.m. with only headphones on and you might understand why I felt so creeped out going on the site.
Alright, score limit off.
This website what is your justification why the laws of logic are similar? And my answer is I don't know, because that is the proper skeptical response. You can't, as a skeptic you must do X, and I'm sitting here telling you, no, that's not what skepticism is in the way that I and most modern skeptics would use it.
Okay, so
What's your justification? And my answer is I don't know, because for modern skepticism is about anything, and I'll talk about this
if I want infinite, I have to set it to -1. Okay.
And make fallacious leaps with each story as I pointed out before, just come from independent website when most of the further evidence I don't know is actually the right answer.
Yeah, I'm gonna try this since it's custom.
Just too damn bad. If it's the right answer,
Like, who cares?
it's frustrating, right? As kids, you know, when you ask your parents why and they say because I said so, that's a crappy answer. And that's the one
1.25.
And what I see from Tag and others is basically a because I said so, only when I is God. But he was just an independent.
Now let's go to 1.50.
The God has no nonetheless, concept has no like one big conspiracy that Andrew is trying to convince us is true. I personally don't believe that Project Pegasus is a real thing just because of how complicated real-time travel would be, but there was so much work put into the site and the surrounding site that makes me not 100%
Let's
sure
create lobby.
moving on.
Let's play now.
.com/749B. This URL was used
just a short URL of the original Rick Roll video, which was simply titled Rick Roll. Nowadays, people recognize the Rick Roll link as this URL is XCQ, but back when Rick Roll started, the original URL link was this one. Because of how popular it is,
I wanted to play Onslaught without the... I was doing private match, but I couldn't find it.
This URL was utilized by many Rick Roll friends without them knowing it was a YouTube video link. There are even screenshots of people sending the link to show their
Team Deathmatch starts
Team
now.
Deathmatch.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Time to show what you got. Smash it.
Oh wow.
Watch out. Most of the teams are trying to rack
I
up
get
the
around faster, but you know what? It's worth
Join
it.
the chaos.
Because look how big the map is.
They're in the lead. Let's get it back.
That was kind of bad.
Pulling ahead. Keep it up. They're in the lead. Let's get it back.
What?
Kill confirmed. We've taken the lead. Keep it up. Opponent is taking the lead. We just pulled ahead. Don't stop now.
It's reported that he told the therapist that he actually wrote
I don't know whether or not they could be justified, but claiming that they work is something that I'm 80% agree with. But is that
Airdrop incoming.
is it under the presuppositions that I listed that I'm presupposing true reality?
They've taken the lead.
And yes, my objection is that you have
unrelated incident
What?
violated his parole. Being released again in 2000 for good behavior, he was murdered 3 more people around 2005. These 3 bodies were found along Lake Florida Lane. The 3 victims were named Brenda Crone,
I'm saying their presuppositions, which by definition are not
At the time,
If they were justified through other freaking presuppositions.
I didn't even know what presupposition meant at first. Lag is kinda killing me. Alright, let's go to 720.
Heads up. Airdrop on the way.
I don't know. We should probably go back to some more super chats. When I'm not speaking in the same language at all, I didn't deny that this wasn't.
Give it a second.
When did I say it? Wow, this is the frustrating
Okay.
is your belief that God doesn't exist. When did I
Dude, the lag is like unbearable.
we need to find out what God because there are some gods which, by virtue of this
What the...
observations from reality, and I think can be reasonably confident those gods don't exist. If you say that your God makes the sky pink 24/7, well, the sky's not pink 24/7, and so there's a God.
Must be the map.
That God exists.
Hold on.
Airdrop incoming.
My position is I am not convinced that God exists.
Let's end the
So
match.
you frame it as if I'm asserting that there isn't a God, and then asking whether or not it's rational.
Alright.
Which God we're talking about, and whether or not I do actually believe that that God doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't think in March of 2021.
Stadiums in this.
Thinkofanumber.com. Thinkofanumber.com is a website dedicated to mentalists and being able to read people's minds. But further investigation led us to find out that this page is somehow linked to the bigpineapple.com.
I don't think I've done simulation hectic.
Which has references
Jay, do you believe I have $1,000 in my wallet right
which is obviously linked to the big pineapple. The weird thing is that both of these websites mention the missing figures, which makes me think of missing children, but because the phrase is always plastered above
Team Deathmatch starts now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is your moment.
Yeah,
Don't
let's go.
wait. Watch out. Multiple teams are trying to rack up the virtual jet. Flying first. Enjoy the chaos. They're ahead now. Keep on the pace. Opponent is taking the lead.
So yeah, I was done that.
Power weapon inbound. Venture. Double kill. Triple kill. New power weapon in the arena. Double kill. Heating up.
Damn.
Triple kill. 4 gone. 5 kills.
Oh wow. See, that was a lag. I'm doing much better now.
Double kill.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I forgot the damage multiplier was a thing.
To go. Double kill.
And I forgot unlimited ammo.
Guardian Angel. 3 kills to go. Double kill. Heating up. 5 points to go.
Do-do-do-do-do.
Triple kill. Avenger. Double kill. Heating up.
Hi, this is Mark Brown of Game Maker's Toolkit, a series on video game design. Resident Evil 4 does something really cool. I mean, that's an understatement of the game's masterpiece. But I'm talking specifically about the way the game dynamically shifts its level of difficulty to meet your skill. Perform well at the game by avoiding attacks and shooting accurately, and the game will get harder as enemies do more damage and become more aggressive. But if you suck and you keep dying or just keep getting hurt, the game will ease off and the Ganados will go down more easily and wait around longer to get shot before rushing it. Also, the contents of the crates and barrels shift from being generous to being stingy as you become more skilled.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes enemies will completely disappear from existence if you're really struggling. Here, I've been playing really well. And I entered the notorious water room and get set back by 9 7 on the ground, 2 crossbow snipers in heart. But then I die a few times and suddenly the snipers are gone, making this room slightly easier to handle.
Double kill.
Pace with your own skill as a player. Resident Evil 4 helps you step into a zone that psychologists and game designers call flow, which is the fabled middle ground between a game being so easy it leaves you bored and so hard it makes you anxious or frustrated. While the gradually rising difficulty curve of most linear video games is trying to keep players in that flow state, you can't account for every type of gamer. And if the player picks a wrong difficulty,
This is fun though. I'm having
constantly
fun
rob
with
themselves
this.
of a satisfying experience. That's the advantage of a dynamic difficulty setting, which constantly corrects itself to provide an experience that challenges the player without overwhelming them, and it stops them from getting stuck in a rut, but it doesn't let them
I
walk
remember
through
one
the
time I got 11.
This is, however, not the most clever thing about Resident Evil 4's dynamic difficulty. The smartest thing is that many gamers watching this video right now are saying to themselves, wow, I didn't even know the game did that. That may be the point. Capcom never officially stated that the game felt its own difficulty. It's not an option in the menu, and it's not in the manual. It wasn't in a trailer or a bullet point in the press release, and designer Shinji Mikami, who would later turn this system into an entire game in the brilliant PS2 brawler God, didn't gather that in interviews. The only real source for the feature's existence, other than the experiences of Resident Evil obsessives, is from an official strategy guide that came out almost a year after the game.
Power weapon inbound.
Offer to help out if you're struggling, like the Super Donkey Kong Country Returns, which clears a tricky level for you if you fail too many times. But many hardcore players are too proud to accept helping hand, would rather keep their their head against the wall in
New
frustration
power weapon
and
in the
suffer
arena.
indignity of getting free passes, especially when the game actually mocks you for reducing the difficulty. If you die too often in the upcoming Heavy Racer 5, you'll be given the option to wear a creepy chicken hat, which reduces the challenge but makes Snake complete third. However, by making the effects subtle and not advertising them to the world, like it did with Resident Evil Dark Side Chronicles, Resident Evil 4 gives players all the advantages of dynamic difficulty adjustment without making them feel hapless. Plus, if they don't know that, the players can't game the system by intentionally killing or injuring themselves to drop difficulty, which is exactly what Speedruns do. Here's a top
I kind of feel like Ender's Game a little.
Getting hit on the ski lift and purposefully failing QTEs to reduce the difficulty and therefore make certain areas easier to pass. Resident Evil 4 did not invent the idea of a sliding distance course. NES and arcade schmucks like Xanadu Serious for doing it back in the 80s, and Remedy applied the idea to a third-person shooter in Max Payne a few years before Capcom had the chance. Left 4 Dead made particularly good use of dynamic difficulty to modulate dramatic tension. Here's Valve's Gorton for the subject.
Created a system that tracks each survivor's stress level by watching for events like how much damage are you taking, how many zombies have you killed near you, and so on. If a survivor's stress level gets too high, the system will step in and forcibly throttle back the zombie population system to make sure the team gets a break.
Triple kill. Heating up.
Uprising and Super Smash Bros. Have an interesting system where you essentially place a bet on the difficulty level you think you'll finish the stage at. If you succeed, you get a big payout, but if you fail, you lose a bunch of stuff and get knocked down to an easier difficulty level until you complete the game. And Flow, which is named after the psychological zone, lets you manually moderate your level of difficulty by choosing when to delve into deeper waters by clicking on a red organism and when to retreat to safety by matching the blue one. It's a bit like deciding whether or not to grind for a while in an RPG. But the
And I stayed alive for a while.
small, and most of them have the places in the world, like Sin the big song and dance.
Just jumping in the air just makes you a target.
I think this is something that game designers should keep on the down low. Don't make it a press release or a blog post. Keep it a secret. You want to let players reap the benefits of a sliding difficulty scale that keeps perfect pace for their skill level and helps remove areas of boredom or frustration. But you also want to avoid the drawbacks of hardcore gamers getting cranky and others spoiling their own experience by using the system. And yes, I do realize there are many games that use this system but have done it so subtly that no one has actually noticed, in which case, bravo, mysterious game designers. Thanks for watching. Think you spotted a game with a secret sliding difficulty scale? Type it in the comments below. Plus, please like the episode, subscribe to the channel, consider supporting me on Patreon.
Triple kill. Avenger. On fire.
Head kill. You're on a roll.
Wow.
Double kill.
I had a sniper. This thing would be over.
Heating up. Double kill.
Maybe I'll just stop at 100 kills. Oh well, that could have been something more. I want that foo bar. Maybe the most is 11.
Avenger. Double kill.
This is fun.
Four gone. 5 kills. On fire.
10 kills. You're on a roll.
7 kills. 6 kills. Octoblivion. Double kill.
Dang.
Close call. Adventure.
So on and so forth, until you end up somewhere that's too creepy for you, or you reach the dead end. Just because I can't summarize hundreds of pages of specific favorite scenes where they this page will just throw the picture of the site that animates as you move through the boxes. This page will tell you enough or less
Power weapon inbound.
Dang.
New power weapon in the arena.
Booga booga. How do these people find other weapons? Over there at the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna stay over here. Yeah, maybe not. What?
Double kill. Payback. Payback. Double kill. Double kill. Heating up. Triple kill. Double kill. Double kill.
Dang. Oh, there's so many people over there.
Payback. Double kill. Avenger. Close call. Payback. Double kill.
I'm trying to get a little bit bored.
Heating up. Double kill. Triple kill.
the freak?
Double kill.
Alright, I'm gonna end this. Whew. One God exists. We have like 20 more minutes. Alright, 20 more minutes. So I'm gonna turn it off again, and I'll turn it back on.